This is the Buzz Adams Morning Show podcast. Barstool Talk Daily. Except it's really early in the morning and no booze. For the most part.
Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a town square media station.
Good morning.
Thank God it's Friday.
It's Friday, pumpkin.
Thank God it's Friday.
Thank God it's Friday.
TGIF.
It is Friday, right?
Have a great weekend, everybody.
It was a Friday I never forget.
Thank God it's Friday.
Who wants to put on the show?
Getting ready to kick some mad flavor in your ear?
I'm a big fan of the show.
It's showtime. From the KLAQ studios in beautiful sunny El Paso, Texas.
Does anyone copy my transmission?
The Buzz Adams Morning Show is back.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Only on 95.5 KLAQ El Paso.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show for this Friday morning. Brand new month. It's November.
Movember?
Yeah,
what is that about?
Yeah, I never really had a good handle on that one. Good morning, Alberto.
Good morning, Buzz. How are you today?
You're supposed to not shave, and then whatever money you save, this is the way it's explained to me, whatever money you would have spent on shaving supplies, you donate for men's cancer research. I mean, I'm being a little vague here because I don't know all the details, but you only save a few pennies, I would think, in a month by not shaving. You know, a couple of dollops of shaving cream, maybe one or two disposable razors. I don't know how many you go through. It doesn't seem like a great way to raise a lot of money.
But all funds are appreciated, I'm sure.
I guess so, if anybody even does it. But I was going with the mustache. I don't know if you saw it.
I did, but then it was gone this morning.
It's gone because for our Halloween parade, shout out to everybody who went out to the Halloween parade, participated, or sat along the parade route, because we threw out a bunch of candy. Kayla Thornton of the world champion WNBA New York Liberty was our grand marshal. She was in the car right in front of us, and she was super cool. There were a couple of times girls, you could tell they were junior high school girls, came out with basketballs, and she'd get the car to stop long enough to sign the basketballs for him and stuff. So
that's cool.
That was pretty good. So within a week of becoming a world champion with the New York Liberty, Kayla Thornton was our grand marshal yesterday in the Halloween parade. Everything went off. I don't think there were any hitches. We had a lot of people who put in a lot of time and effort decorating their vehicles or their float or even their houses along the parade route. Let's talk about our dining deal for this week. Hey, Alberto, do you eat sushi?
I do eat sushi. I had some of the sushi that they brought here just earlier this week.
That was Sushi Freak, and that is our dining deal. So Sushi Freak brought in a platter fit for a king of sushi. And our dining deal is always this deal with you. You could get a $50 food certificate. The certificate's worth a $50 value, but you only pay $25 for it. That is for Sushi Freak with two locations, Westtown Marketplace and Eastlake Marketplace Center. At Sushi Freak, they're all about fresh, fast, and fun. Did you get any with the little fish eggs on top of the avocado? Did you try one of those?
No. I was here late. I had the last selection, and I did polish them off, though. Yeah. After Sports Talk at 7, no one was here. There was like 6 or 7 of them left. I said, thank you, Sushi Freak. This will be for your boy, Alberto. And I took them home.
Take advantage of this dining deal when it goes live at 10 o'clock today, and you can do that by clicking on KLAQ.com. We got a dining deals button on the must-read bar over there at KLAQ.com, or you can pop open the KLAQ mobile app and look for the dining deals button there. We only print up 100 of these certificates, but while they last, and you can get in and get them, $50 food certificate for just $25 this week from Sushi Freak.
And remember, sushi's expensive, so any type of discount would help.
Sure. Good morning, Nico and Jimmy.
Good morning, Buzz. Good morning, Alberto.
How do you think the parade went yesterday?
Oh, it was awesome. Yeah, I thought it was really good. This year was the first time my costume was just like so breathable. Yeah, yours was not. Yeah,
I had a bearskin coat on.
Yeah, it looked very hot. I did not feel jealous of you whatsoever. But
fortunately,
afterwards,
it wasn't 90, 95 degrees, which we've gotten before on Halloween.
Yeah.
We're like 77, 78, but still, that.
Weirdly enough, afterwards, though, I had some tummy troubles, and I was telling Joanna.
I'm sorry?
I had some tummy troubles?
troubles?
Yeah, some tummy issues.
A little rumbly in your tummy.
A little rumbles.
His tummy hurt.
Yeah.
Did your mom come over and give you some Pepto-Bismol?
And a Sprite?
Maybe stroke your forehead and tell you everything will be okay?
I pooped all over.
Big poops all over? Oh, man, that sucks.
Let's get a look at El Paso weather today. This is the golfer's forecast brought to you by Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. Partly cloudy. 80 is going to be the high temperature. Overnight, we're going to say there's a pretty good chance of some rain, 40% chance of rain El Paso, maybe starting around 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and then overnight into tomorrow. On Saturday, partly cloudy. The rain's going to move out of the forecast for the most part, and we're going to have 80 degrees for the high on Saturday. Light winds, giving that an A+ as far as golf goes. And then another cold front comes through. We were at 90 at the beginning of the week, got a little cooler, got our highs down in the 70s and 80s. Listen to this, on Sunday, partly cloudy, 69 for the high temperature. And we got some more chances of rain in the forecast Sunday afternoon and overnight into Monday. Look for 20 to 30% chance of rain. So possibility of some rain overnight tonight. Saturday is mostly clear, maybe some rain, spotty rain here and there on Sunday. This is the golfer's forecast. It's brought to you by Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. You can set up all your tee times and reservations online at painteddunes.com or call their pro shop. That number is 915-821-2122. Also, get ready for some fun at the Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course Turkey Shoot Tournament. It's coming up November 23rd. 18 holes of golf. Cart and green fees included meals, beverages, and prizes. It's a two-person team, 666 format, and you can find out more about it by going to painteddunes.com.
What the hell is 666 format?
Yeah, you know what? That one, somebody would have to explain to me. I don't know exactly what that is.
Let's sign up.
Secure your spot today and enjoy a fantastic day.
Oh, you know
of
what?
golf.
It makes sense. I bet that means that
just trying to give out the information here.
That like 6 people would go from hole to hole, right?
No, I don't know that that's what that means at all. I don't know what it means. You can go to painteddunes.com or call the pro shop, 915-821-2122. That's 821-2122. Today's the final day for early voting. So you can vote today, and it's convenient because you can go when you like. You could go to the polling station that you want to go to, get in and out, get it done, and then no voting until Tuesday. That's General Election Day, November the 5th on Tuesday, be your final day to vote. In all the elections, including the local ones for mayor and
dog catcher.
I don't know that dog catcher's on there, but
Nico's winning that one right now.
What else is on there? District attorney.
Oh, all the city propositions?
Yeah, city propositions. Ted Cruz is probably going to win, but they're saying it's closer than anybody thought it was going to be with former NFL star Colin Allred. Hey, how'd you like the World Series, Alberto?
Well, I just liked both the teams, but I did tune in for a few games, and they were pretty good, entertaining games, so that's good. I'm glad for everyone who did watch that they were not a complete blowouts the entire time. And then a couple days ago, or what, yesterday, 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
Yeah, the Dodgers sealed the deal. after a disastrous game by the Yankees.
So we've got Halloween scary day on the calendar behind us. We got Election Day ahead, another scary day on the calendar, but
another scary day.
Oh well, Election Day.
Election Day.
You know, but yeah, there are other local elections. There are a few city council positions on the line. Well, you know, you've been hearing some of the ads, so hopefully Tuesday we'll be done with all these political ads, too.
Hello, I'm Ed Schmear for Water Commission. Why does our county water taste like it came from the county pool after Labor Day? Vote for me, and I'll make sure our water is as delicious as bottled water. Vote Schmear to keep water clear.
Hello, I'm Dan Snodgrass, and I'm running for water commissioner. My opponent, Ed Schmear, doesn't like city water. He drinks only fancy Evian bottled water. A water snob has no place on a water commission. I'm Dan Snodgrass. I love tap water. Sulfur. And I approve this message.
The Daily Calendar.
Today, November 1st.
I am designating today unofficially Candy Hangover Day, but mostly it's just All Saints Day for all you saints.
What up?
It's Extra Mile Day in case you want to go something. Today is Cinnamon Day, Calzone Day, Love Your Lawyer Day.
Impossible.
And World Vegan Day, as in vegan, eat some leaves. Or a pomegranate. It's the start of Pomegranate Month. And that's your Daily Calendar.
Good morning, Chuck Armstrong here, and I will be along tonight at 7 to get your weekend off to a rockin' start with Loudwire Nights. Then tomorrow at 5, it's 2 hours of ultimate Metallica.
I'm cutting you off. You earn, we match. Unlimited cashback match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
El Paso's own live and local. The Buzz Adams Morning Show. 95.5 KLAQ.
It is November the 1st. The clocks fall back. Yeah, maybe they fall back on their own, but maybe you got to do it yourself manually. But set the clocks back an hour when you go to bed on Saturday night. So the switch over is at 2 a.m., which means it's going to
hasn't happened yet.
It hasn't happened yet, but on Saturday, let's put it this way. This is the easiest way to explain it. If you're at a bar, okay, and it's 2 o'clock, would they be doing last call for alcohol? You know, at 2 o'clock, they're going to go, it's 1 o'clock, another hour of drinking, everybody.
Oh, that's so cool.
And it works that way every year, you know. So fall back on Saturday night before you go to bed, I guess.
If we need one argument for daylight savings time, it's that.
That you get an extra hour one night out of the year at a bar.
Totally worth it then.
I guess it works the other way when you spring forward. It's like, it's 1 o'clock. No, it's not. It's 2 o'clock.
No.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Whatever they say at the end of
the movies.
No, at the end of
it doesn't
like
hit
a bar.
that doesn't make sense though, because it doesn't hit at 2. It doesn't change at 2. It changes at midnight, right?
No.
Oh,
Technically, 2 a.m. is when it changes over.
I'll be here.
You're going to be working overnight?
Yes, sir. I don't know what that means, but more work, right?
I guess so. Alberto's here with us today. I'm still trying to tune my brain into his brain's frequency. Coming up at 5 o'clock today, since it's Friday, we're going to have a weekend starter six-pack. And since it's November, we're celebrating Nervember with some Nirvana. That's right. We're going to have 6 in a row from Nirvana for Nervember. Coming up at 5 o'clock today, it's the Weekend Starter Six-Pack brought to you by Sunland Park Racetrack and Casino. Play the hottest slots and electronic table games at the place where there's always more fun in the sun. Play responsibly. Sunland Park Racetrack and Casino. Cowboys are back in action. They've got an earlier game on Sunday. Cowboys are going to try and get it back to 500. They could do that with a win against the NFC South leading Falcons. Cowboys will be traveling to Atlanta on Sunday. Our broadcast starts with the pregame show at 10 a.m. Dallas Cowboys football in the queue is brought to you by Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys, 915 Tours, and Border City Ale House. Border City Ale House is the home of the 600 ESPN El Paso Monday Night Football watch parties. We got a lot coming up on the show today. Plenty to talk about. Joanna, of course. Oh, the
board.
The board with all the stuff we're going to do today.
Yeah.
Well, Joanna's not here.
I wrote those things.
Joanna told us she was going to go out and really, really have a good time last night for Halloween, which I hope she did.
I haven't heard from her.
She might still be out from the night before. You just don't know. But that's why Joanna's not here today, and Alberto's filling in.
And now, today in sound clips.
All of the day's news with accompanying sound bites and actualities. Candidates take the campaign west just 5 days from Election Day. Speaking in Wisconsin, former President Donald Trump said that he aims to protect the women of America whether they want it or not.
I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not. I'm going to protect them.
Boy, that just seems like that's been his life's motto, right?
Yes.
I'm going to do it whether the women want it or not.
I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not. I'm going to protect them. I'm going to protect them from migrants coming in. I'm going to protect them from foreign countries that want to hit us with missiles.
Mm-hmm. How about creepy TV stars who come with their grabby hands like a lobster's pinchers? Meantime, Kamala Harris said most Americans believe women should make their own choices without government or Trump interference.
The majority of Americans believe that women are intelligent enough and should have and be respected for their agency to make decisions for themselves about what is in their best interest and not have their government, and certainly not Donald Trump, telling them what to do.
All right, I guess we're doing a little back and forth here because now we're back to Trump. He gave a little insight into how he's going to cut the price of goods. So here he is talking about, I don't know if you'd call this an economic policy or just kind of like a vague idea of some way that he can make everything better for everybody. But here's what he said.
On day one, I will sign an executive order directing every federal agency to immediately remove every single burdensome regulation driving up the cost of goods.
You know, like the Food and Drug Administration, making sure that there aren't pesticides on your produce, cutting just slashing regulation. And there probably is a lot of regulation, a lot of different fields that are wasteful and you should do away with. But
they do not directly.
But do you trust this guy to pull this off or to do this?
And they do not directly influence like the cost of goods right now. You know what I mean?
Back to Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris says it's a very different vision for America. She said that she sees America's promise in everyone.
Today, I see the promise of America in everyone here, in all of you. I see the promise of America.
I don't know why. It sounds like she's about to cry every time I hear her speak.
Or burst out laughing.
Yeah.
One of those two things.
I mean, it's not disqualifying. It's just funny.
Boy, I knew there were Dodger fans in El Paso, but I really didn't realize how many until all the Dodger fans showed up in their Dodgers stuff at the parade. At the parade yesterday. And this is a big city for Dodgers.
Yeah.
But I'd kind of forgotten about it until I saw everybody with their Dodger blue out yesterday. An L.A. Dodgers fan blew his hand off with a firework while celebrating the World Series. They say this is very graphic.
I saw it.
Blew his hand off.
He pulled the JPP. Shout out those who get that. Jason Pierre-Paul. He did the same thing.
Okay.
You guys don't remember?
Yeah. Jason Pierre-Paul.
Remember that?
Fire had like an M80 and it blew part of his fingers off.
Yeah.
And he continued playing, right?
Yeah, but he was like, that was on the summer of like a contract negotiation.
That probably ended up costing him like tens of millions of dollars.
Spoiler, he didn't get it.
Here is the moment the firework went off. Doctors say the man has non-life-threatening injuries, but that his hand is gone.
Oh, his hand blew. I know it did. Oh my goodness, bro.
Can we see the video?
Yes.
The link I have is at TMZ, and I don't think you want to see the video.
I do want to see the video.
I don't think you really want to see the video.
I do want to see the video.
I don't think they posted the video. You'll have to look that up on your own. And now you're just going to go do it immediately. Is that what you're saying?
A little bit.
Wow.
So schools in some parts of the country are banning Crocs. Do you know why they're banning Crocs? Because they're ugly? No, that's not
No,
it.
no, because they're dangerous or they're not safe?
They're catching fire.
Young kids are tripping over their own shoes, and Crocs are now considered a safety concern in some school districts.
Yeah, I knew it.
In Georgia, at least one school banned Crocs. Here is a Georgia mom who disagrees with the school's no Crocs policy.
There is a condition in regards to like sandals and shoes with open backs. Crocs are somewhere in the middle. I guess it's up to interpretation. To say that it's a safety issue is kind of where he's saying that does not make sense. Nurses wear them. People in food service wear them.
They're sandals.
I was just about to say there was a big deal when I was at the hospital with Crocs because they were, for the most part, allowed. And then our administration had to ban them or outlaw them because...
Just from a fashion standpoint.
They're not even medical grade, are they?
From a safety standpoint. Medical grade, well, I don't think there's a medical grade shoe.
Croc?
But it's because they had holes on the top. And so things could fall.
True. Crocs are sandals, so I don't know how anyone is defending them. So...
Are you saying Crocs are sandals?
Yes. And so it's like, okay, yes, I get it. Ban them. They don't let open-toed shoes in schools because of the whole, science lab thing, so...
I have a pair of Crocs that I wear a lot, especially if I'm doing yard work, and my feet might be getting wet, because they kind of naturally drain or whatever, so I wear them around the pool.
Mm-hmm.
I would never wear them in public where other people could see them. I'm too fashion conscious.
I don't even think you have actual Crocs. I think you have off-brand ones.
No.
That's all right.
I mean, what difference does it make?
I think they're cucks.
They're not Crocs, they're cucks?
Yeah.
We're not talking about Stradivarius here. We're talking about stupid plastic foam shoes.
Get designer, please.
A woman in New Orleans stole an ambulance on Tuesday night and took it for a joyride. Eventually, it was recovered. They arrested the woman, but the ambulance had 2 EMTs and a patient still inside.
Wow.
Here is witness Isabella Putsky talking about the incident.
Just slamming on the window going, open this car, open the door, open the window. She was driving. I don't know if she was intoxicated or not, but she was in the car driving. She finally opens it, and they grab her, and they throw her down on the ground. Then the whole pretty much precinct showed up.
I've always wondered why more people don't steal ambulances or fire trucks.
Because what are you going to do with them?
It's got to be, you're drawing a ton of attention, so it's not like you want to get away with it.
But it's also, they're
running.
A lot of times running. Yeah.
Open.
I don't know, maybe there's enhanced charges for stealing an emergency vehicle. How long do you think it'll be until most of the cars on the road are driving themselves around? Either with somebody in the car or without somebody in the car.
5.23 years.
15.
You say 15 years?
Yeah.
I think, I'll split the difference. I'll say 10 years. I think maybe an interesting sight in San Francisco. 4 driverless Waymo cars had a standoff and couldn't figure out what to do because they were all Waymo cars, okay?
They're all at a 4-way stop.
Well, it seems like they couldn't get around an Amazon van that was double parked, so they just kind of they didn't do anything. A woman recorded what you're about to hear. It said that it lasted about 4 minutes, and she counted 19 cars that got blocked by these 4 driverless Waymo cars.
The Waymo is stuck because the Waymo is trying to go behind the Amazon, but then it's stuck behind the Waymo, and oh my God, there's another Waymo. What's everybody gonna do? It is a Waymo standoff. What is going to happen?
I love the play-by-play.
Who's going to win? There's 4 of them stuck. And, that Waymo came through. Woo!
Have you guys seen the one where there's like a bunch of Waymos parked at a designated parking lot for them, and they're all simultaneously trying to get out at like 5 or 6 in the morning, and they're all honking at each other?
I heard a story about somebody, I guess it's
like by their house.
Or an apartment or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think this might have been, was this San Francisco as well?
Probably, yeah. That's where I think Waymo's mostly concentrated.
When they come alive and go out and start their day as a driverless car, they say every day they get into a honking cacophony of honking that goes on.
What do you think of it? Is that technically a Mexican standoff?
It's a robotic one.
I don't know where these cars were
made.
It's probably a Chinese standoff, if anything. And don't forget, last day for early voting. We've got 4 days until Election Day. We are 4 days from Election Day. But the best thing will be when it's all said and done, and it may not, listen, we may not have an official answer the night of the election, but some of these local elections
we'll know.
Finally be settled once and for all, and we could get out from under all these political ads.
Right.
Crap, I'm just looking at the schedule. I had another political ad.
I'm Ed Schmier for Water Commission. My opponent, Dan Snodgrass, spends his time hanging out at pole dancing classes. Not as a student, just as a looky-loo. Enough said. Vote for Schmier.
Hello, I'm Dan Snodgrass, candidate for the Water Commission. My opponent, Ed Schmier, takes pole dancing classes and never cleans the pole after he's done. On Election Day, when you go to the polls, wash your hands, because Ed Schmier probably didn't. I'm Dan Snodgrass, and I approve this message.
Chuck here, and I am ready to throw the horns up on Loudwire Nights tonight.
9. And don't forget irresistibly smooth and creamy custard. Get Bossed. Boss Tenders, Dogs, and Custard.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Enderman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
This video is nasty.
Yep. And
the
it's
guy
he's
blowing
drunk,
his hand off?
Yeah.
He's like a mix between drunk and flash grenaded. He got hit with a flashbang, so he's just
Why do you guys like to watch videos like that?
I don't know. My Twitter is a mix.
I've seen that injury in person many times.
Really?
So,
like, I see the stories and I see the links, but I don't click on the links.
I wanted to see how much damage it did, like actually.
Did it just shred? Does he even have a hand left?
Yeah, he has a hand.
Like a thumb and a finger, no?
No, it looks like it had most of it there.
Who was the football player who did the same thing?
Jason Pierre-Paul.
Jason Pierre-Paul had a firework.
Every 4th of July.
4th of July, yeah, I was during 4th of July.
Those injuries come into the ERs all the time.
Well, this was Dodger fans celebrating, and one Dodger fan had a firework explode in his hand. It must have been a pretty big one. So Nico was talking to me off the air, and some people might have gone out and gone to a few Halloween parties. Some people might struggle through today because they went out. Nico went home. Tell everybody what you did after the Halloween parade and what has you're hungover, but not from alcohol.
No, I went home to watch a scary movie, and then I got popcorn and a bunch of candy, and I ate too much candy, and now I have a candy hangover.
Like a kid on Halloween. Like literally like a child who ate too much candy. What scary movies did you watch?
I watched Terrifier 2.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Which is just
another gory one.
It's so over the top that it's not scary.
It's not scary because it's so
scary.
over the top.
Yeah. It's the gore isn't even that. Like at one point he murders this girl so badly, like by just ripping her arm off and like stabbing her, scalping her, like cutting her eye down.
God, what is this you're watching?
Then he goes and gets a bleach and salt so he can start rubbing it in.
What the hell are you guys watching?
Yeah. We shouldn't even talk about this on air. Honestly.
That's stupid. Nobody's gonna and first of all, she would have been dead like a long time ago. It was like,
no, we shouldn't talk about this.
What candy were you stuffing your face with?
Red licorice.
Was it candy you got from the parade? Like you lifted some of the candy?
No, I didn't get any from the parade. Actually,
how often do you have candy at your house?
I don't.
We got to check this guy's house.
I would go to the store.
The
for
candy
yesterday.
store. He's like, I went to the candy store.
Oh, on Halloween you went to a candy store or to the convenience store?
Convenience store is a candy store.
So tell me what you got.
I got Lifesavers.
I'm picturing you there with like a jack-o'-lantern bucket.
No.
And you're going to pass it out to the kids, but then you just end up sitting on the couch.
Just
stuffing your face while watching Terrifier
Lifesavers
2.
and Starburst, that's it. And then popcorn.
I saw some little kids along the parade route dressed up as the Terrifier
It's
clown.
a scary costume.
Tell me those kids are not watching what you were just describing.
Again, it's so over the top. The effects are so cheesy. It doesn't look like real gore.
I don't know.
So
I want you to tell me what kind of candy.
I just told you. Were you not listening to me?
No chocolate?
I just told you Starburst and Lifesavers.
No chocolate.
Wow. Lifesaver's a candy?
Yeah.
Oh, not a Certs, a Lifesaver.
Yeah.
Lifesaver gummy or old school?
It was gummy.
Yeah. Okay.
But my stomach, because
you ate too much candy.
Too much candy.
Did you do that when you were a kid?
Yeah, I was up there. I was like, do you think candy's like alcohol for kids? That's what they get hung over with. And I think so. I think there's going to be a lot of candy hangovers at school today.
Food in general, because kids will just eat till they have like a real stomach.
All right.
Real serious stomach
So, listen, don't take everything you say seriously because you see it on the internet, but this is a registered dietitian who's going viral. Her advice to parents is let your kids go crazy, eat as much Halloween candy as they want. Don't put any limit on it.
I'm liking what I'm hearing
All right,
so far.
Let's hear from the registered dietitian.
Step 1, allow yourself or your kids unlimited access to their Halloween candy on Halloween night. If you or your kids are typically restricting sugar, they probably will overeat, and that is totally fine. Step 2, allow another few days of unlimited candy post-Halloween. Night 1 is an experiment, but we really need to follow through with some consistency for our kiddos to really be able to trust that the goodies are not gone forever and their body signals can be trusted. Step 3, now that we kicked the candy off its forbidden food pedestal, it can exist alongside other foods in moderation. This means my kids get to choose a piece for their lunch and or dinner.
This sounds like the kid who got caught smoking a cigarette, so his dad made him smoke an entire pack of cigarettes until he was so sick of cigarettes that he never wanted to smoke again.
Yeah. Or is she saying that if you restrict the candy too much, that they're going to be wanting it more?
Yeah, I think that's what she's alluding to.
If you have a bunch of leftover Halloween candy, and I think that may include us. I know we had a few bags. I mean,
I didn't see any leftovers yesterday. Where did you see the leftover candy?
I thought there was a couple of bags that we had never opened. Were we really like on our last candy when we pulled in at the parade?
Yeah.
At the end?
What, were you so hot and just like out of it from the
No, I thought I looked down, I saw it. It's like, okay.
You were sweating though. Oh, we were all sweating, but you were like in the big bear
costume. If you have a bunch of leftover Halloween candy, here's a way to get rid of it that won't make you gain weight. It's a program called Cash for Candy. It will pay $10 a pound and then send it to troops overseas.
Oh.
All right. They even give a website here, healthywage.com/cash4candy. That's cash, the number 4 candy.
8777 cash for candy.
1877 candy for soldiers.
Donate your candy today.
Please.
Okay. I'm just putting that out there for you. Let's see what else is going on. We got the Cowboys on Sunday. Movies out today. Hit Pig. Rated PG. an animated movie starring Jason Sudeikis as Hit Pig.
As opposed to a hit man.
Hit Pig.
Hit Pig is a bounty hunter who catches escaped animals and returns them to their owners.
That's not what I thought that was.
All right. Here, which has Tom Hanks and Robin Wright in it, you know, they were the couple. They were Jenny,
Forrest
and Forrest Gump.
And Robert Zemeckis?
Robert Zemeckis is back, so it's the whole crew that brought you Forrest Gump. It takes place in a single room over 100 years, and the camera doesn't move at all.
Huh. That sounds either boring or...
Right. I don't know.
Innovative.
Yeah.
I wonder
Liam Neeson, I think this week, said that he's done with action movies.
Oh, wow.
He said he's too old to be believable as an action star. But
he will always have a certain set of skills.
Absolution, rated R. Liam Neeson plays an aging boxer working as hired muscle for a crime boss.
Okay.
I mean, that's not that far away.
Crime boss is played by Ron Perlman. Good.
Oh, that's good.
The hero tries to reconnect with his family. All right.
You mean the plot of every Liam Neeson action movie?
When did they decide in Hollywood, you know what, this guy ought to play badasses? This guy ought to just kick everybody's ass. This was Schindler.
Yeah, but wasn't he Rob Roy as well?
Man, Rob Roy is one of my great under-the-radar movies. Better than... It came out the same year that...
Amadeus or something?
No. The same year that Braveheart came out, and they're both about Scottish folk heroes, but the Rob Roy one with Liam Neeson is better than Mel Gibson's Braveheart.
It is pretty good.
Yeah. Especially the dueling scenes, right?
Yeah.
Now that's what fencing ought to look like. You ought to be required to wear frilly French...
Well, the one guy does it like fencing, the frilly...
The dandy in there, with Tim Roth.
But
you guys ought to have to dress up like your
not a lot of people have
musketeers from the 1600s.
Scottish great swords.
Mm-hmm. And another movie out today, Blitz, PG-13. Saoirse Ronan sends her 9-year-old to safety in the English countryside while the Germans bomb London in World War II.
Oh my God! Can you believe she's old enough now to play a mother
with a 9-year-old?
Yeah. Well, weren't we just watching her in Lady Bird? I think we went to see Lady Bird together.
Oh man, did we go see Lady Bird together? Because
that's a weird one to go see.
That's a weird one to admit you went to go see with another guy. Hey, you want to go see a movie? Yeah, man. What do you want to check out? Well, there's a new Fast and Furious, or there's this one called Lady Bird with Saoirse Ronan. You remember her from The Lovely Bones? She's great. Tell me we did not go see Lady Bird together.
And it was a good movie, I think.
Yeah, it was. On Saturday, they've got a new episode of Saturday Night Live. John Mulaney host.
Hey.
And Chappell Roan is the music guest.
I think, is it Chappelle Roan?
I don't know, man.
I won't be watching.
Yeah. You know, Andy Samberg and Maya Rudolph and Jim Gaffigan are now like permanently on the show. It seems like every opening segment is Maya Rudolph doing Kamala Harris
because they're playing those
parts.
Yeah.
And Dana Carvey. Dana Carvey's getting more TV face time than he's gotten in decades because he comes out as Biden.
And it's good.
What a great Biden.
It's really good.
What you know, he doesn't do like you got this other guy on Saturday Night Live, James Austin Johnson, who really does a great impression of Trump. Dana Carvey has never done like the great impression. He seizes on like one thing and really brings the impression to life through that. You know, like George H.W. Bush didn't actually talk like this.
No, he didn't actually talk like that.
So John Mulaney hosts Saturday Night Live, and this only took about a week. Shout out to ABC. On Sunday, they're going to have a 1-hour 2020 special, Price of Fame, the Liam Payne story. What is that, like 10 days?
They got right to work. got right toward.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the Mo Show calendar and daily almanac of events. Today is Friday. It's the first day of November. November is Adopt a Senior Pet Day. Americans with Diabetes Month. Manatee Awareness Day. You like manatees?
Yeah, I'm friends with you.
Eat them up.
Military Family Appreciation Day.
Yeah.
And National Adoption Month.
Hey.
Also World Vegan Month.
Hey, also for you.
Oh, and here's one for you. National Impotency Awareness Month also falls.
How would you know that?
Just
little cuckoo bird.
Just, heard the talk.
Yeah.
On the grapevine. of
Heard the
course.
scuttlebutt.
Just freeballing it.
So after the Dodgers win the World Series, today would have been Fernando Valenzuela's 64th birthday. The
So sad.
Dodgers great passed away
Right before.
Right. I guess he knew the Dodgers and the Yankees were going to be in the series, but then he passed away before the series ever got underway. Today would have been the 64th birthday for the Dodgers pitching ace Fernando Valenzuela. Other birthdays include isn't there? You got some music, like some background music?
Oh, for
Mo Show
birthdays?
calendar.
Oh, for Mo Show.
For calendar, it is the birthdays. Penn Badgley from the Netflix thriller You is 38 today.
Oh, that serial killer.
Jenny McCarthy, that's with all the vaccine misinformation. Maybe she's more the serial killer than Penn Badgley is. Jenny McCarthy, 52 today. Actress Toni Collette, one of my favorite actresses, is 52 today. She was the mom in The Sixth Sense. And Def Leppard's drummer, Rick Allen, is having a birthday at 61. A little rock and roll trivia question for you, Nico. What is unique about Def Leppard drummer Rick Allen?
Besides his one arm?
Oh, wow. Look at you.
I thought you were looking for a more in-depth answer.
No,
First of all,
I just wanted to know if you knew that Def Leppard had a drummer who lost an arm in a car accident.
he's an avid chess player.
Really?
If you didn't know that. But he can only make
one move at a time. Well, I think you're only
supposed to, right? Yeah.
Make one move at a time. It'd actually be harder for you to play checkers. Frontman for the Red Hot Chili Peppers, I'm talking about Anthony Kiedis, is 62 today. And a birthday for the CEO of Apple, Tim Cook, turned 64. And country singer who was once improbably but definitely married to Julia Roberts, Lyle Lovett, is 67 today. Here's an interesting date in history. It was 512 years ago. Everybody, this date in history will lead into a punchline if you want to make it one. 512 years ago in 1512, Michelangelo's masterpiece, The Ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, was unveiled. After 4 years of painting the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, 4 years. Nobody spent that much time working on their back since
Stormy Daniels.
All right, you got one now, Berto?
Kim Kardashian?
Your mom. How about that one? And there you go. That is the Mo Show calendar daily almanac of events for today.
Last night was Halloween, but even more scary. Today is the day after Halloween. People waking up with the cruel reality that Halloween fell on a weekday, a work day, a school day. Sleepy, grumpy children who stayed up late, eating candy, and parents tired from walking their children around the neighborhood last night and also eating candy. You know you did. Sure, Halloween is fun, but today will seem like the longest day of the year. This message brought to you by people who believe trick-or-treating should always be the Saturday prior to Halloween unless it falls on a weekend.
Hey, it's Daniel Paulus. I'll be along starting at 3 with everything from Aerosmith to Nirvana to...
Vote. Paid for by Blue CD2 New Mexico, USA, and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a Town Square media station.
What is this, if you're ready to do it?
Yeah,
What is this story that you say you're going to describe to me and that is just I'm going to be amazed?
Well, I know it's going to not amaze you maybe, but I know what you find interesting or not, which is why I think I picked good subjects for the AfterBuzz.
All right. We have an AfterBuzz, brand new one that we did yesterday.
That's right. So this is about the infinite monkey theorem.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Can you explain what that is?
If you were to take an infinite number of monkeys and lock them in a room with an infinite number of typewriters, eventually the smell would be horrible.
Yes.
No, that eventually through random chance, the monkeys will eventually, if given eternity, eventually type all the great works of Shakespeare.
That's correct. And it's been used to illustrate the idea of random chance, and it's been featured in everything from The Simpsons to A Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Yeah. But now two academics at the University of Technology in Sydney have written a paper in which they actually did the math and claim even if you had all of the world's monkeys working around the clock to recreate Hamlet, the universe would almost certainly die before they had a chance to pose.
Well,
even the one question, to be or not to be.
They would never randomly even get that one famous line.
Yes.
Out. Yeah, but the conjecture, the mind experiment that I'm familiar with doesn't say a bunch of monkeys. It says infinite monkeys.
Well, actually, the theorem says one monkey. If you give one monkey infinite time, that he would be able to...
To what? To write Hamlet?
So you're saying...
To write all of Shakespeare's works.
No.
Well, that was the thing. That was
He'd probably poop on the typewriter before
eventually.
He typed a single legible word.
So one of the professors, Stephen Woodcock, says it's one of those examples...
I'm sorry? The professor's
Professor
name?
Woodcock
yeah.
Says it's one of those examples where the mathematical concept of infinity gives you a result which is really grossly misleading in the real world.
Okay.
And then he says, we even took fairly generous assumptions about the typing efficiency of a monkey.
So it's not possible.
It's not possible.
Yes.
The universe would end before they even get a chance to say.
Well, that's not infinite time then. If you're saying the universe ends,
we don't have another measure of time.
Time is infinite.
Well, it depends on what type of time you're talking about. Are we talking about universal time, or are we talking about...
I'm talking about pan-universalism. I always thought this thing is, if they could, because it's like, how did life arise in the universe? Well,
we're talking about the randomness, the
randomness of stuff.
But they said you couldn't even get a bunch of monkeys to do it.
I bet they could knock out a 50 Shades of Grey.
They probably could do that, yeah. Maybe a cat in the hat.
They might get a cat in the hat within a billion years. So you know that we're falling back this weekend.
We are.
Is this confusing for either one of you guys?
It is fall, is it not?
Yeah. So
And
fall back means
fall
you set
back.
The phone does it by itself now.
The phone does, but does your
alarm clock at
the one
home?
on your oven, for instance?
My oven doesn't have a little clock. That's how you know I'm in the trenches.
Well, when you have one that's just tabletop.
It's more of a toaster oven.
It's more of a toaster oven.
Exactly.
About half of mine do it by themselves, and then about half of them I got to go around and set them back, or just say, you know what, this is good until April. I'll just remember that this one is an hour.
But
off.
that one's in spring, and you spring forward.
Yeah, you fall back. So what's going to happen on Saturday night, which is actually early Sunday morning, so 2 a.m., say you went out to a bar, okay, and it's 2 a.m. Normally the bar shuts down.
Not anymore.
Nope. Clock goes back to 1. You got an extra hour. So remember this little song, if it helps keep it straight for you in any way.
Spring forward, fall back. Spring forward, fall back. I know you can do it 'cause you got the knack. Spring forward, fall back.
You gonna fill in and do the Hollywood Cheese Mix?
I will do the Hollywood Cheese Mix, sure.
Alberto says Padilla's on the line. Hi, Padilla.
Oh, hey.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Doing good. What's up, Padilla?
Yeah, what's up, man?
I love y'all philosophical talk about the universe. I love quantum physics. I'm really deep into that.
Oh, yeah. So, wait, so
Well,
you
impressive.
heard us talking about the monkey thing?
Yeah. I love y'all talk about. I love the show. I disagree on y'all's politics. I still think Trump's going to win. What do y'all think about that?
If he does, I just think that it's going to take us to a very dark place in this country. We're electing a man who belongs in prison.
Why do you think that?
Because he fomented an insurrection against the U.S. government. It is literally the definition of being anti-American.
Okay, do you think you're better off now than you were 4 years ago when Trump was president?
Yes.
Yeah, but my anxiety level is much lower than it was all 4 years that Trump was president. And I'll even give you most of 2020 when he was still denying the thing. My general health, my mental health, everything else is 100% better than 4 years ago.
So I'm talking to the people of El Paso. Do you're paying for food, insurance, everything?
I don't know. Gas is under $3 a gallon. Did you notice that, Padilla? Gas is under $3 a gallon. First time in 10 years.
Well, whenever Trump was president, it was under $2.
I heard it was free. In fact, I heard they would give you $1 to take the gas when Trump was president.
Buzz, I want to ask you one thing. Why do you hate me so much?
I don't hate you. I hate how you've been misled and how, you call in and everything's a challenge with you. And why don't you just say what's on your mind? I think you like the racism. I think you think women should stay in the kitchen, get pregnant, and be barefoot all the time. You come across that way. Are you not that way?
Yeah, and in this moment, I don't think a female should be president of the United States. I don't think they should lead the country at the moment.
Okay, so that's your determination. If you have a XX chromosome, you don't have what it takes to be president.
No.
Well, you're the past, Padilla. You're the past. You're what's being left behind here. So you either jump on the train and come into the future with the rest of us, or you just get left at the station.
Yeah. Right now, you don't want to vote for Trump just because you don't like him.
Well, I don't believe you know anything about quantum physics either, but I'm not picking on you about that.
Yeah. Well, you don't have you can't back up any of Kamala's policies.
She didn't try and overthrow the government. Number one policy, she didn't try to lead an insurrection over an election.
Also,
what did she say that? What did she say that she would do better than Biden?
She'll keep us in NATO. She'll keep us with the UN. There's just so many things.
She won't give Ukraine to her boyfriend Putin,
right?
Which is Donald's boyfriend, of course. She'll make sure that we honor our alliances with our allies. She won't go running into the arms of foreign dictators like Viktor Orban, the Chinese leader, and Putin.
Trump will do that.
All right, you know what? Go ahead. And the sad thing is, Padilla, your vote is going to count so much more than mine because you live in a sparsely populated part of the state.
My immigrant parents that came here illegally, they're voting for Trump.
Mm-hmm. Trump says that he is going to deputize sheriffs and local law enforcement, and that's how they're going to round up how many millions of people?
Illegals.
Yeah, right.
Right.
How do you think those local sheriffs are going to determine if somebody's legal or illegal? I mean, if he's going to swear in, small town sheriffs, small county sheriffs, how do you think they're going to go about that? Without error, or do you think they might profile people?
Yeah, are you going to criminalize people with accents? Are you going to start listing for people who speak Spanish? I mean,
yeah, well, they need to show ID.
Where? Everywhere? How are they going to round up the illegals?
I'm just saying, you may find yourself in a position that you didn't think you would be in, Padilla, and you really won't have anybody to blame but yourself for it.
No, well, I love y'all. I love y'all's show. I love Nico, even though he doesn't show the work half the time.
Hey, I love your cocks. You raise some pretty nice chickens.
I'm just saying.
We could blow it all up here if they elect this man and he puts in the people that he really wants in there, and nobody's willing to stand up with. You are throwing away everything every soldier in the history of America has ever fought and died for. So do what you want to do. Have a great weekend, Padilla. I got to go.
Okay, one last thing.
Yeah, your battery's running out. Your battery's almost dead.
One last thing. Biden.
Okay, there you go. I appreciate you calling live.
Yeah, thank you.
But
Actually, that is nice.
It wasn't going to be one more thing. It was going to be 20 more things, and you were just going to throw mud at the wall until something stuck, until you thought you made some points.
Something about Biden or this or that.
I like that you listen. At least you're not completely in an echo chamber. There are some people who are in such an echo chamber they have no idea that they're in one. Here's a question. Is Padilla on the spectrum? I don't know. Listen, he listens to the show. He has his own opinions. Apparently, he's a big fan of quantum mechanics.
Hey, me too.
Yeah. Let me just speak to everybody out there who got on the Trump train and you're happy you voted for him and you voted again in 2020, but deep down there's something wrong here. That there's something rotten in the state of Denmark. There's something very, very fishy going on here. And I further understand that you probably shot your mouth off on social media about how great Trump is, but in your heart, that the things he's saying, the enemy within, all of this stuff, the way he talks about soldiers, the way he talks about his former generals that worked for him, the way he admires strong men, if you can feel in your heart that that's wrong, I have great news for you. Nobody's looking over your shoulder when you're in that booth. You pull the lever for whoever you want to. Maybe nobody. If that's the best you can do, maybe nobody. But if you've been watching everything that's been going on the past 10, 12 years, and it makes you uncomfortable, or you found yourself in a position where you're defending something you never thought you would have to defend before, or if you just don't want to hear about golf legend Arnold Palmer's penis anymore in the context of politics, go into the booth, pull the switch for Harris Walls. Nobody need be the wiser. You can still drive your MAGA truck with your MAGA hat and your MAGA flag. You can be as MAGA as you want to.
Nobody will know.
I'm pleading with you. Do not let this be the way that if our country is going to implode or explode, don't let it be over a bozo, a goofball that everybody makes fun of. All of the leaders of the world, nobody's afraid of Trump. All they do is make fun of him. Just don't let it be this guy that brings down everything. And keep that in mind. It's a secret vote.
Now let's get into entertainment
let's get
news.
into the entertainment news. I didn't start this. Padilla called in. You call in anytime, Padilla.
Which is nice. We prefer the one-on-one. It's harder when you leave necklines and trying to respond.
He asked, why don't I like him? You're exhausting. I like you.
Yeah, I don't think you dislike Padilla. I think you just, disagree with some positions. We all love each other around here. All right. You want to get into this?
Yeah.
All right, let's get into this.
Let's do it.
So, Ryan Reynolds has taken to Instagram to praise his friend Taylor Swift and the enormous success of the Eras Tour, and he was not worried about hitting a character limit. He said, "When I'm 95 years old and my wife and kids wheel me outside into the sun so I can drink a sandwich, I'll still be talking about seeing this show in New Orleans, not just because it's one of the best things I've ever seen, heard, or felt. The main reason I'll never forget the show because it brings people together in so many ways." Aw, that's nice of Ryan, right?
Yeah, the same way I used to feel about Diddy concert. Any beloved celebrity is like one major scandal away from...
That's how I felt about R. Kelly's concerts.
It's just like a community of
bringing
music
people together.
lovers.
Well, I may have mentioned earlier this week that Elon Musk has reportedly purchased a huge Texas compound in which to house his sizable harem of...
Okay, so my understanding is 11 of his kids and some of the mothers, because there are multiple mothers. So he's really got like a Branch Davidian compound going in.
Yeah. Well, according to Musk himself, it's not true. He says, "I do not own, nor am I building a compound in Austin." He says no grand family compound home has been built or is expected to. However, there is a nugget of truth in the report as far as Musk having plans for the Austin, Texas area. He says, I do have an idea for a big futuristic art project in the Austin area that would be open to the public.
Yeah, it's called My House with All My Kids and Their Mothers.
Yeah, it's a great exhibit.
Great exhibit.
But I've
It's
had
more
too
about
much
performance art.
He says, but I've had too much work to get to that going.
He's bribing people with $1 million every single day.
Stick to what you do best.
That's got to be illegal, right?
He's getting sued, so yeah. Right. Well, like father, like son. Saint West, the 8-year-old son of Kanye West and Kim Kardashian, had his YouTube account deleted this week. His crime? Allegedly posting a meme making fun of Vice President Kamala Harris.
And his mama found out about it.
It would appear the account being pulled may be mom's idea. Exactly. When the channel launched in September, Saint had signed a handwritten contract saying, among other things, I must show my mom regarding all videos before I post them. I give permission to any grown-up if mom says to delete my video for any reason. Kardashian posted the document online, saying at the time that Saint better not breach the contract he had signed.
How old is this kid?
8 years old.
Yeah, he doesn't need his own channel.
Right.
Or if he does, it should be one that only you and both of his grandmas, or, that kind of thing. You don't he's 8 years old. You don't let him have an audience of millions.
Well,
my daughter had a YouTube channel, and she went through a period where she really wanted, and this is like when she was 6 or 7. And it's like, I got to get back. My followers are waiting for new content.
Who are your followers?
Yeah, my mom, your other grandma, and I think your cousin. You have 3 followers, and they're all immediate family members.
Right. Well, he would have millions, though, because he's Kanye West's son.
Well, is it that kind of account?
I don't know, but I think it's more interesting that Kim Kardashian is so business-minded that she's having her 8-year-old son sign contracts about what he's going to do, which is maybe a good idea.
I'm having my attorneys look into actionable content.
Well, Brianna Chicken Fry LaPaglia is taking her breakup with country star Zach Bryan kind of hard. After saying she was blindsided by the split, it was time to get back to work as one of the co-hosts of the BFFs podcast. Except not. LaPaglia posted to her TikTok that she was pushing back her return to the podcast for mental health reasons. She explained that she and BFF's podcast co-hosts Dave Portnoy and Josh Richards tried to record a new episode but were unable as she was not ready. She says, quote, I'm having a very hard time figuring out how I want to handle this publicly due to all the backlash.
If her name wasn't Chicken Fry, I wouldn't care a bit about this story.
But it is Chicken
Fry. Now I am kind of invested in it. Like, I know what she looks like. I don't know what her boyfriend looks like.
Well,
what's his name?
Zach Bryan. Country star.
He left her.
Man, hadn't been any good country music since Dwight Yoakam came out.
80 years ago.
That's not true. Jelly Roll's awesome.
Beyonce.
Chris Stapleton. Incredible.
Also, I may have mentioned that Shaun White, if you did know, Shaun White had proposed to Nina Dobrev. Do you know who Nina Dobrev is? No. She's an actress. I'm sure you would recognize her.
The Flying Tomato?
What?
That's Shaun White.
Oh, yeah.
Shaun White, yes.
Why do you say it like that?
The guy that was the snowboarder, no?
Yeah, he was a snowboarder. Well, she accepted.
Wait a minute. This is Eddie Redmayne. No, that's Shaun White. That is Shaun White.
So she did accept, but it was the third time, which is the charm, because Shaun had attempted to broach the subject of marriage with her twice prior, and both times it went south.
Boy, that's not bad for a ginger.
Right?
I mean, him.
You mean he doesn't look bad for a ginger?
No, that he got a girl like with red hair. It's like 2 strikes against you to begin with.
Oh, she has red hair?
No, he does.
Yeah, he does.
But even it's not that red anymore. Do you think people with red hair ever dye it to make it darker so it's kind of like a
brown almost?
Yeah, almost like brown.
You think Carrot Top it looks like that normally? I'm sure he has to dye it.
You think he dyes it to make it more red?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's like graying out now for kids.
Yeah, it grays out eventually.
No, yeah, it definitely is graying out.
Well, Shaun White told Vogue this week he initially wanted to propose to the actress during their summer vacation, but she fractured her knee during a biking accident. Then he says he was going to propose during a planned trip to Cape Town, South Africa, until the couple's friends blew that by repeatedly asking if he was going to use the trip to pop the question. So, plan C. And it went off without a hitch.
Wow.
Guns N' Roses hasn't performed together since the Hell and Heaven Metal Fest in Mexico back in November of 2023. But that doesn't mean that Guns N' Roses is done. Bassist Duff McKagan said in an interview this week that the band has been working on new material. If they do manage to put together something they're happy with, it would be the first new music from Guns N' Roses since their 4-song EP in 2022. There hasn't been a full album release from Guns N' Roses since 2008.
Chinese
Democracy.
That was the one they made everybody wait 20 years for. And then it came out, and it was like, wait a second, this would have been a lot cooler if it had come out 20 years ago.
Yeah. Which only had Axl Rose from the original lineup.
Yeah, but he had Buckethead.
But it did have Buckethead. And no one likes getting blown out of a job, and some people take the news better than others. It's safe to say that a former Disney employee took the news of their firing incredibly poorly. According to a Justice Department complaint, Michael Schur managed to hack into Disney's computer system, access the menus of restaurants owned by Disney, and from there, he changed the text in the menus into something unreadable using Wingdings font.
Oh, I read Wingdings.
What's Wingdings?
It's like
an insane
symbols,
font.
like a crazy hieroglyphics that doesn't actually exist.
Right. That doesn't make sense if you read it. Well, so he would change the menus on Disney restaurants.
Wingdings?
Some were Wingdings. Then he just injected F words and profanity into the menu. And most alarming of all, he managed to change allergy information about.
Oh, no.
Which had the potential to cause harm to guests who had peanut allergies or anything similar. But he's in jail now. And speaking of nuts, it's No Nut November. It's the month where some men may make the conscious decision to abstain from even one. What?
No nut.
Yeah.
No. I hate this.
I hate this. November.
I've always hated this.
Yep.
Dude, I've always
Not even one O coming from you.
No. I've always hated this because it's like, that is so, it always started off as a meme. This has been going back. This dates back to meme culture since like 2013, 2014. And I've never found it funny. It's like, not funny.
Well,
not funny.
No Nut November initially appeared on Urban Dictionary in 2011, but it really caught fire in 2017. All things considered, it's a new practice, but the concept has actually been around for centuries. Some people believe there's physical... What?
It's called becoming a monk.
Yeah. Retaining fluids.
No.
So you, even if you're married and you have a healthy sex life with your wife, you might still do this?
No.
Just to master your domain?
Some people think there's physical, mental, spiritual benefits, muscle growth, increased stamina, thicker
maybe
hair.
there is. What if all my problems are because I'm...
Reduce stress and anxiety, improve concentration and control, boosted libido, and a reduction in instances of erectile dysfunction. Unfortunately...
I didn't hear hair on your palms or needing glasses.
It said thicker hair, though.
Okay.
Unfortunately, there's no scientific data to support any of this. There are no health concerns that go along with this, but if you're going to take part about issues you're having, you might want to just visit your doctor instead of.
Do you remember Luis the Proud Boy?
Yeah.
That's one of their, like, that group of individuals practice a thing where it's like we don't
get laid.
They don't watch any porn and they don't
get laid.
No, I think they're all about getting laid.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like no porn, no fapping.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Because you retain the seed.
Yeah.
No.
Your
That's
masculine
disgusting.
essence
Well,
has to remain inside.
Finally,
till they turn blue.
If you are participating in NNN, you should be advised.
No Nut November.
That's right. That wet dreams don't count against your no spurt streak.
Oh, why are we doing this right now?
Because the body does what it does naturally.
How is this an entertainment story?
Yeah,
It entertained me to read it.
Wait, what was that last bit of medical advice that you gave there? Oh, the
wet dreams don't count against you.
Oh, thank you.
Body does what it does naturally, and you didn't intentionally do it. With your news, I'm Nico.
You know, that if your body doesn't discharge its vital reproductive fluids, it will happen in the middle of your sleep.
So they say.
No, it definitely will happen.
It'll shoot out like
you never had that kind of dream when you were a kid.
I never did.
That means you've been masturbating your entire life. And
No, it does
yes, it
not.
does. Because if you didn't, one night you would wake up and be like, "What was that?"
No,
and you'd be utterly confused.
I think it probably
very
happened.
sticky, and you
First of
try
all,
and hide it from your mom because you think maybe you wet the bed. That's
if
how
you ever
innocent
actually took real sex education other than whatever Baptist bull they gave you in Oklahoma, you would know that it is something that does not happen to every male.
Yes, it does.
How would you know? You haven't even taken a sex ed class.
He's like, I just know, man. The walk of life.
How would you know?
The walk of life.
It must have happened to you so often.
No, it did because I had reached that point in my maturity, right? So like 13, but I still didn't know what sex was. All I know is I had a really weird dream. Popeye and a hula girl were in it, and the next thing you know, it's, man, what the hell happened? What's this? Yeah.
We got Stoner Guy calling about this already.
Yeah.
That's not Stoner Guy.
Oh, that's not Stoner Guy?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a person in our neckline call. Yeah, Stoner Guy.
Oh, we have a live call too. Are you going to play Stoner Guy?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Okay, this is what I learned in sex ed, albeit in like 1980. Okay, if you
didn't have your sex ed was don't do it.
When two
you didn't have a science teacher.
They had our PE teacher do it.
They're like,
the PE teacher really did not answer any questions. The main question was, where does the baby come out of?
And he was like, a butt or something. I don't know.
Yo, it's Stoner Guy. So for all the dudes that are thinking about doing No Net November, that are in a relationship or married, she about to cheat. How you going to hold her off like that? You bet you can.
That's ill advised.
Maybe that's where it started from. You don't think I can? Watch me. And then she cheats. Look how stupid you look. Later. Have a good weekend, y'all. Hope the parade went great.
Oh, the parade did go great. Everybody had a good time.
It never happened to me, Buzz. Of course, the palms of my hands are extremely hairy, but it never happened to me.
See, you think it happens to everybody.
If you don't manually bring yourself to release, it will build up to the point.
What source is your information from?
Life. The university, the school of hard knocks.
I'm telling you, he knows a thing or two because he's seen a thing or two. Like I forget the.
And now I've got wet dreams on my wiki search.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, the government knows.
Hey, AI. A wet dream, also known as a nocturnal emission, is a normal and healthy part of sleep that occurs when someone ejaculates or experiences.
Yeah, it doesn't say that. It doesn't say anywhere there that it's guaranteed to happen to all males.
Anytime after puberty begins, but most commonly in teenage males or people going through periods of abstinence. I think if you're like the Pope and you don't have sex, once every 30 days, you have
your balls explode.
Yeah, hear the Holy Father. Anybody who's abstinent about once a month, they're going to have a freaky dream that is accompanied by a nocturnal emission.
Not necessarily. Nobody listen to Buzz about any medical advice. Okay, he's completely out. You're out of your element, Donnie.
Mm-hmm.
You're out of your depth.
There's nothing you can do to control or stop wet dreams, but you may have fewer of them if you start releasing sperm by masturbating. Right. So you only have them until you start masturbating. And once you start
nobody listen to Buzz. He has no idea what he's talking about. Right. You don't.
You may be a little right. Maybe we should stop playing with our. You finished entertainment news?
No, I don't know.
I just told you with the news on Nico.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well,
all right.
Dude, you didn't talk about Young Thug. He got out. Did you see that?
Who's Young Thug and how do you spell it? Y-U-N-G?
No, I think it's regular Young Thug. He was like facing RICO charges, was facing like 25 to life.
I got to take a break. What did you say the caller on the line wants to talk about?
Some more Kamala Trump.
Okay. Who is it?
It's Primo.
Oh, Primo.
Hey, Primo.
What a Primo.
Hey, guys. How are you? Hey, Buzz, Nico, Alberto. How are you guys doing?
Hey, Primo. What's
Good,
up?
Man.
Hey, so I just wanted to comment. I know, I listen to you guys every morning. I might not call in or anything, but I'm actually on my drive to work. But I always listen to Padilla and how you guys, interact with him and express, his thoughts, his beliefs and stuff like that. But, every time something like this comes up as far as Trump is concerned, I always think like an example, and it's not a literal example, but it's kind of like a mental example is, when Hitler was in power and everybody, he had the masses and the masses supporting him and supporting him. But then after the Germany fell and they found out everything that he was doing, how did those people feel? And you have the opportunity. I'm not against people that vote against Trump because it's your constitutional right to vote for whoever you want. And that is good and dandy. But I am against people that vote just for the name instead of seeing what's behind that name.
Well, Primo, I think we all are pretty familiar now with Donald Trump.
Absolutely. And I think people need to clear that veil from their eyes as far as the name is concerned because, he might be perfect at, making money for himself, but that doesn't mean that he's going to be good for other people's, lives.
Absolutely.
Or being the leader, So I'm not against,
you should vote for somebody that you could see yourself respecting if you knew them in real life.
That they need. Yeah. I'm sorry?
You should vote for someone that you feel like you would respect if you knew them in real life.
Absolutely. And when the leader of the United States, our president, should be, if not the most powerful person in the world. And for people to make fun of him and not be considered honest or truthful or just a joke, it's a joke to the people of the United States because he represents us against the world.
Wait, but Donald Trump is not currently the president. Are you talking about Joe Biden?
No, you're talking about
I'm talking
in the election, having somebody like
Trump
that.
Okay. Yeah, no, if they were to vote Trump into the presidency, he's going to represent us for another 4 years. We already know what happened the first 4 years. He tried to overthrow the government by, all these speeches and...
All right, I wanted to see if we agreed on that. He tried to hang on to power longer than he was allowed to, breaking every norm in presidential history up to that point.
Well, Primo, I will tell you that in Germany right now, they regretted Hitler massively, so much that I believe it's illegal to show a swastika in Germany at this point.
They don't have the same kind of freedom of speech in their constitution that we have in ours. There are some things you cannot say. You cannot deny the Holocaust in Germany.
Yeah.
All right, listen, Primo, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. Good hearing from you, man.
All right, we'll see you guys.
All right, we'll see you. There's Primo. Let's take a break. More of the Buzz Adams Morning Show on the way right after this.
This is Double G. Coming up after the Buzz Adams Morning Show, El Paso's Best Rock will
walk today and store can do for you. We're on Airway Boulevard at I-10. Learn more at goodfeet.com.
Broadcasting in El Paso to El Paso. The Buzz Adams Morning Show on 95.5 KLAQ.
I feel like there's so many important things I need to
get off your chest.
Just reminding people.
Is the election Tuesday?
It's Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
Early voting, final day for early voting is today. So if you don't vote today, you have to do it on Tuesday.
Do you feel like this is your last pitch to people? Because you've always said that you've taken your job on the radio very seriously, and that you feel like it's a social responsibility, a civic duty of yourself too.
It is a patriotic duty at this point. I don't try and make myself out to be more than I am, but we got a really clear choice here, and I hope we go with the choice that means that America is still going to be a free democracy and that people are going to have due process. And
absolutely.
All of those things. And I think that there are a lot of people out there who might have, whichever way you voted in 2020 or 2016, I think there are a lot of people out there who have been shaken by some of the recent things coming out of the Republican, if you can even call it the Republican Party anymore. It's basically the MAGA Party. In my mind, the Republican Party doesn't exist anymore.
Well, in my news, I have plenty of politics to talk about.
All right.
I have a announcement to make, though. I guess they're doing free flu shots tomorrow at Camp Cohen.
Get them before RFK Jr. becomes the head of the CDC.
Because he will become the head of the CDC if Trump wins. Guys, free flu shots, and it's drive-through. You can't get any easier or better than this. Just go to Camp Cohen tomorrow, 8 a.m. to 11:30.
It could get easier and more convenient.
How?
Blow darts. Like just have the people
as you drive by.
Right?
That probably would be easier. I don't think it gets any easier than this. Take your kids, 9700 Gateway North Boulevard at Camp Cohen. Drive-through flu shots tomorrow. There's a neckline call I wanted to get to as well.
Let me mention, early voting ends today, Election Day Tuesday. We set the clocks back at 2 a.m. on Sunday morning.
Morning, right.
Some of you will think of that as late Saturday night.
It's actually
fall
Sunday
back
morning, right?
By the time you wake up on Sunday.
All right, this is about the parade yesterday.
All right.
Hey, good morning show. I just wanted to say it was good to see y'all yesterday, Nico. Thank you so much for being so nice. Maybe we caught you guys at the end and you guys were all tired and frustrated and annoyed, but it was good to see y'all. Again, Nico, thank you again, and Joanna for being so nice to my boys. But, I mean, I don't know, man. You were probably tired, and I get it.
What?
But it would have been nice for my son to meet you, bro. You guys have a good day.
I was there. I was shaking hands with everybody and taking pictures with everybody that came up. I don't know what you're talking about.
It might have been hard to
I needed 5 minutes, so I was in this bear costume that was hotter than hell, and I was legitimately dehydrated, so I'm just like, give me 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And on my feet, the entire time. But as far as anybody coming up to take a picture, I've never said no to anything like that. I hope that's, maybe my back was turned, but I was doing announcements. I was, helping to give out the trophies and the cash and everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, so I had a, upset stomach while we were getting off the float yesterday, and I was whispering to Joanna. I was whispering jokes to her about it and all, and then all of a sudden, I had to go. I had to leave.
You had to go bathroom?
I had a code brown,
and I was boom.
I was wearing white pants too, and I was like, "Oh, this is bad. This is bad."
Did you go to the porta pots that were set up?
No, I went to the rec center.
He went to his car.
No, I couldn't even make it.
Which is a polling station, too. The rec center was also a polling location.
In more ways than one.
Yeah. You got anything else?
No, that's it for me.
But you're going to do the news this morning.
I am.
Joanna's going to be back
Tuesday.
Oh,
what I guess it's going to be a big day for her to come back on.
Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, election day.
How's it going, guys? I know what y'all think about Walt's family not even supporting him. His cousins are voting for Trump. Walt's sister confirmed they were cousins. And also Walt's older brother.
Walter White?
He's doesn't agree with Walt's ideology. So what do y'all think about that? Not even his own family supports him. Thanks.
Yeah, that's usually the thing with families. Sometimes you have people who don't believe in the same thing. Right. Nobody from Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s family supports anything he's doing.
Nobody.
Not a single one of them. I don't know what you think that means. Tim Walz, from a conservative part of the country, probably has some pretty conservative
family,
extended family.
You're
not. Yeah. Walls.
Yeah.
Also, rhymes with balls.
I thought he said.
See, that's how you can say that word on the air and get away with it.
With a Z. So everybody's fan, like you said. Obama had his half brother.
They tracked down some half brother in Kenya who I don't think had ever even met Obama.
But he was like, "Screw that guy."
They made a whole movie about him just bad mouthing Obama.
Mary Trump and her dad, Donald's brother.
An entire wing of the Trump family that just thinks that what he pulled with them and their special needs kid is just...
Didn't he stop all funds?
He stopped all of their medical payments until they agreed with him after Fred died. Fred Sr. died.
Yeah.
So what the kid had all kinds of health concerns, and so Trump just said, fine, we're not paying for his medical treatment that's keeping him alive anymore until you come around and sign this thing the way I want it to be signed.
Ugh.
I know. The more you dig up, the more you realize. And
this is a terrible person.
Yeah, this is a terrible president. Yeah, a terrible human being. And when I hear people that I know don't talk about others that way, don't talk about people being garbage, or they don't talk about people who disagree with them being the enemy of the state, and that we should use the army against them. When I know that there are people who do not talk like that in their own lives, but they're supporting.
But he's real, and he says what we're thinking.
No. I think we've got a whole group of people out there who've wised up. Maybe they haven't taken their Trump sticker off their truck yet or whatever, but they've kind of realized, especially after 2020, 2021 really, that this isn't the way to go.
Hey, guys.
And again, you're all alone in there. When you're voting, nobody's looking over your shoulder. Nobody's going to know how you voted.
Guys,
vote your conscience.
Just a couple more days of this, and we will stop talking about all of this stuff.
Hey, Padilla, chill out, buddy. I don't think anybody hates you, bro. Buzz doesn't hate you. I know you. I called in yesterday. I don't hate you. We just think you're easily suggestionable. You fall for anything. You're on the wrong side of history, with all your calls. So I don't think they hate you. I think really everybody just feels sorry for you, Padilla. We feel sorry for you. And we hope that once Trump is gone, it'll break that spell and maybe going back to normalcy. Peace out, buddy.
Yeah. You have said this for a lot, and I don't know how long Buzz has been telling me this. Probably as long as I've known him, for about 10 years. Buzz will go, eventually history is not going to treat anybody who voted for Trump, or people are not going to treat Trump well in the history books. And that
history will not be good for Donald Trump.
And that, and you've even told me, I feel sorry for all these people that are so supportive of him, because
there's a record of it. You're all on social media now.
Yeah.
You're supporting this guy who is essentially, and I'm going to come right out and say it, you'd be accused of Trump derangement syndrome, fascist. His former chief of staff said that he's fascist. General Mark Milley.
Who else were fascists?
Nazis were fascists.
Morning. Check out KLSHI, KALSHI.com. It's a betting website on the election.
Oh.
And it has it broken down by...
Yeah, I'll play the rest of the call, but I don't give any credence to a gambling website, because you're already, your sample group is already self-selecting. These are people who, number one, gamble. Number two, would gamble on a political race.
Mm-hmm.
You can't use that like you would a reputable poll.
And then he's
I don't even think the polls are that reputable anymore, to tell you the truth.
He references it because they keep track of how much has been invested on what side. So there's a clear favorite.
A lot of different things like senator races, Congress, and president. And it shows that Trump has steadily been at 62%. On taking the...
I could see people who are into betting who would also be like, I really want to bet on this political issue, being more aligned with Trump just from a value standpoint. I could see them. I don't think
you would also be betting, you are type of person that would bet on a kid's softball game or a kid's
election,
a football game.
So check it out.
Yeah, I don't give that any credence. It's hard to give polls credence because, again, once you go in there, you're kind of on your own. If there's been something that's been nagging away at your conscience, you might get in there and vote differently. Maybe you won't. Got to take a break, but I'm telling you, Tuesday, all these political ads go away for another 2 years.
Woo!
2 years.
Hooray!
And then we can stop playing all these. Look at this.
Another one?
Take a break. Another local political ad.
Ed Schmier here for Water Commission, making sure we keep fluoride in our water. It's good for people's teeth. So if you don't want to end up looking like Austin Powers,
Yeah, baby.
vote Schmear.
Hi, I'm Dan Snodgrass, candidate for water commissioner. My opponent, Ed Schmear, once floated the idea of, in addition to fluoride, adding Viagra to the city's water supply, saying it would make our teeth enamel harder. No thanks, Ed. Mine's hard enough already. This election day, vote for me, Dan Snodgrass, and I approve this message.
I'm Daniel Paulus, and whether you're wrapping up your workday
Around $2,000 a month.
Campo del Sol. Grand opening. 8 model homes now open. Visit CampoDelSol.com.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Interman Personal Injury Lawyers. At GVILaw.com.
I sometimes have a feeling about these dining deals, and I feel like this one is going to sell out pretty quick because it's a $50 food certificate for Sushi Freak. And you know how dining deals work. While the certificates last, you get $50 food certificates for only $25, and you can use that at Sushi Freak, 2 locations, Westtown Marketplace and Eastlake Marketplace Center. Ready to get your Sushi Freak on? You can do that. I don't know how many they'll let one person buy.
Sushi Freak.
She's a sushi freak.
Sushi freak.
Very freaky girl.
You get $50 at Sushi Freak. Have you ever heard anybody tell you, "Oh, I love sushi, I just don't like the fish"?
Yeah, I've heard that. I don't understand that.
That they don't like
that.
the, people say that they don't like the
right?
fishy taste.
What do you got? We got sushi with chicken nuggets or what?
Well,
Like a California roll.
Right, California roll. There's shrimp. Shrimp rolls people don't normally find too bad. Actually, I like tuna. Tuna is very kind of fishy to me. Like salmon's probably as much as I'll go.
Oh, yeah?
I'll eat anything.
How about the squid?
I'll
eat the squid, yeah.
The sushi that is like pearly white colored, it's squid meat and it's super, super chewy. Have you ever had that?
Calamari?
No, it's not calamari. It's on a rice pallet. You know, like sushi. I don't know my sushi terms, but I love it.
On a rice pallet?
Yeah. Do you know, to this day, my family back in Oklahoma thinks that I moved to a city and became cityfied because I like sushi. Like, to them, it is like the most elite thing anybody could do. Eat sushi.
Like having escargot at your
yeah.
Oh, you eat sushi? Have you gotten your mom to try it once? Or no?
My mom and dad both tried a bite of it.
I'm like, nah.
But it wasn't at a good place. It was at the all-you-could-eat Chinese buffet. So it wasn't even like it's not what I would hold out as the great example of what sushi can be. You know what I mean?
I did not like that.
Well, that's not for me.
But this will be for you.
Oh, yeah. You can get on this dining deal when it goes live at 10 o'clock. That's 2 hours from now. Click on the dining deals at KLAQ.com or the KLAQ mobile app. You'll find dining deals on the must-read bar at KLAQ.com. And there's a dining deals button on the KLAQ mobile app. $50 certificates for just $25 from Sushi Freak. Cowboys are playing on Sunday. I think we start with pregame at 10 a.m. So it is the earlier game. They're on the road in Atlanta taking on the Falcons. They got to win this game just to get back to having an even record, a 500 record on the season. You can check out the game starting with the pregame right here on 95.5 KLAQ. Also, KLAQ wants to send you to Dallas for a Cowboys game. We want to give you one of our Dallas Cowboys touchdown getaways. And this is courtesy of 915 Tours and Miller Lite. In order to win, you must be 21 or older and a Texas resident to enter. But here's what you get. Round trip transportation, hotel stay at the Omni Las Colinas.
Hey.
Tickets to the Cowboys game. A Cowboys meet and greet with former and current players. A tailgate party that you got access to. It comes as part of the deal. And $100 spending cash. There are several places you can sign up around El Paso for our Cowboys touchdown getaways. I'm just going to name a few of them. All of the household furniture locations. There are 5 household furniture locations in El Paso. You can sign up there. Upper Valley Wellness Clinic, 121 East Red Road. Also, Tin Man on Zaragoza. You can find Tin Man at 2301 Zaragoza. To see a complete list, go to KLAQ.com. register to win the Dallas Cowboys touchdown getaway trip. And the one we're registering for right now is the Thanksgiving Day game against the New York Giants. Go to KLAQ.com, the KLAQ mobile app for more information. But get signed up for the Dallas Cowboys touchdown getaways.
Also, can I let everybody know where I'm going to be tonight?
Yeah, you got comedy?
I do. I have
hold on, I have to ask Alberto a super important question.
Okay.
Alberto, do we have another break this hour?
Yes, we do.
Are you sure?
Yes, we do.
All right. Double check that while Nico's telling me about his open mic. All right.
Oh, no, come on by. Scenics Bar and Kitchen, 9:30 at night. We're going to have a contest. The audience decides who is the funniest, who makes you laugh the most. You get to choose who wins up to $50 in prizes and cash. And that you don't know how important that is to some of these comics. It could be rent for an entire year. But come on down. 8:30 is the sign up. If you want to participate, everybody is welcome to sign up for the contest. If you think you're funny and you got a chance, come on down. 8:30 at Scenics Bar and Kitchen, 4130 North Mesa.
When we come back in a minute, I'm going to run down the month of November. It's November 1st, brand new month. I'm going to tell you everything that's happening as far as movies coming out, live events, concerts, sporting events, holidays, and more as we get a complete look of November, the month ahead, coming up in just a couple of moments.
Do you have candy poops? Is the taffy you're making not so laffy? Introducing the Halloween Morning After Pill. Just pop one like a sweet tart and kiss that candy corn goodbye. The Halloween Morning After Pill. Now candy flavored because you like candy and have no willpower. You giant pig. What? Nothing. I didn't.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5.
Eligible plan coverage and other restrictions apply. Visit att.com/onenetwork for details.
Originating in El Paso, for El Paso, the Buzz Adams Morning Show, 95.5 KLAQ.
All right. Joanna took the day off because Halloween is a big deal in Joanna's life. In fact, she may not even be home from last night.
It's like a religious holiday.
I just got a text from her.
Yeah.
She is trying to get back into the United States from Mexico.
Is that right? Really?
I don't know how she ended up down
We need
there.
to go get her.
Didn't take her paperwork with her, I guess?
I guess it didn't fit in her costume.
Right.
Good morning. It's nice to see you all again.
Oh, my. With a look at our top stories of the day, here's Nico Ajimian. Good morning, Nico.
Good morning, Buzz. With just 4 days left until voting begins and polls indicating the two major party candidates for presidents are in a virtual tie, Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump spent yesterday campaigning in western states. Harris attended a rally in Reno, Nevada before heading to a campaign with Jennifer Lopez in Las Vegas, while Trump started in Las Vegas and then headed to Phoenix, Arizona to campaign with former Fox News host Tucker Carlson, where you heard him saying that he would
put Liz Cheney in front of a firing squad. That was my takeaway from that anyway.
Well, Big Rube in our app chat says, typical of Trump haters to take a clip of what Trump says and turn it around. He said that Liz Cheney would not be such a war hawk if she had guns pointed at her face. You just added words to what he said.
Right. You're adding words. We played the words that he actually said.
And
do you have them again?
Come on. Huh? Yeah.
Do you have them again?
Oh, no. You know what? I got
X'd
rid
out of it. Well, anyway,
out of it.
We played the audio. You heard the audio.
Yeah, right.
You can spin it, whatever. Like I say, don't you ever get tired of having to defend the indefensible? That you don't get weary having to do. That's something you want to do for 4 more years.
Okay. Oh, my God. Somebody else just messaged. I really think people are misinterpreting what Trump said about Liz Cheney. Sure, his language was intense, but I don't think he was. The fact that you even have to question this or parse this, he said a terrible thing. Donald Trump, people were getting on Joe Biden for saying that Trump supporters are garbage. This is way worse. This is way worse. How would you feel if we were like, well, I don't think Joe Biden really meant that he was. No, he meant it. He definitely did.
He's probably pissed that he's been sidelined. They let him out of the basement for 1 hour. The first thing he does on a conference call is call Trump voters garbage.
But I hope people understand.
Do you see why they're keeping. Hey, listen. Right wing, you had it right. Biden was too old for the job. Guess what? Biden's only a year older than Trump is. And Trump is saying some banana stuff. Biden's thing, the garbage, is if you put that on one side of the balance and everything that Trump has said just in the past month alone.
Oh, not even close.
Not even close.
All right. Well, according to...
People are killing me. And this is a blue county.
I know.
Imagine if we were doing this show in freaking Kentucky. Or anywhere else in Texas.
I don't see how they don't think of it as weird that they have to explain...
when he was talking about shooting Liz Cheney,
he really meant... It's like, okay, thank you for reading the tea leaves of what Donald Trump
How about we just take him literally?
Yeah, how about we just take him at his face value? Well, according to the Georgia Secretary of State's office, Brad Raffensperger, over 50% of active voters in Georgia have already cast their ballot as of yesterday, with 3.6 million having voted. Early voting in the state ends today, including here in Texas. Those who voted early in Georgia did not include the person shown in a video making the round on social media that supposedly shows a Haitian immigrant with multiple Georgia IDs claiming to have voted multiple times. That's according to Republican Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger.
Wait a minute. Brad Raffensperger says the thing that you just described is real or is not real?
No, is not real. I'm trying to see if I actually have the audio of him saying it. No, I don't have the audio of him saying it. All right, but so a social media video had been going viral showing a purportedly Haitian immigrant with multiple Georgia IDs claiming to have voted. Well, Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger said yesterday that the video is a fake and speculated that it was most likely a production of Russian troll farms.
Where'd they get a Haitian?
Deep fake, bro.
Okay.
You could deep fake this stuff.
I was not aware of this video, but it is the kind of thing that people are so ready to latch on. Just consider the Republican Lieutenant Governor, right? Raffensperger?
Oh, Secretary of State.
Secretary of State Raffensperger thinks it's probably Russians trying to fool people.
Right. But
into thinking Haitians are voting.
You can see how there's going to be some little lady who sees that video and then...
I'm sure Padilla has shared it 100 times
Yeah.
already. I mean, you forget a little old lady. I bet Padilla's just going crazy on his keyboard sharing the latest...
The Haitians are voting!
It's amazing that they took time from eating your pets to go out and vote.
Many supporters of Trump wore orange and yellow safety vests at his rally in Nevada yesterday, similar to a vest Trump wore in Wisconsin, as a reference to President Joe Biden's remark about garbage.
God, he's not even qualified to hold that job.
Garbage. Yeah. I like Jimmy Kimmel's quip. It was like, doesn't the garbage go in the back? Third-party presidential candidate Cornel West lost his Supreme Court bid to be included on the ballot in Pennsylvania. Yesterday, Justice Samuel Alito, who handles appeals originating in Pennsylvania, refused West's emergency appeal.
I don't know what somebody like Cornel West is doing. You know, Jill Stein is still out there.
I know.
For what purpose?
Here's a clip of Donald Trump talking about how he will protect women whether they like it or not.
I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not. I'm going to protect them. I'm going to protect them from migrants coming in. I'm going to protect them from foreign countries that want to hit us with missiles.
I'm going to do it to women whether they like it or not should be on his family crest.
Well, here's Kamala Harris seemingly responding.
The majority of Americans believe that women are intelligent enough and should have and be respected for their agency to make decisions for themselves about what is in their best interest and not have their government, and certainly not Donald Trump, telling them what to do.
This weekend, Harris is planning to attend a black church in Detroit before making several stops in the city. Also, Trump is going to be in Michigan, but this time in Dearborn, the nation's largest Arab majority city, to meet with locals.
All right.
That'll be interesting. All right, to get to the story that some of you may have been waiting for. The auditor for the Defense Department has found that Boeing overcharged the Air Force for spare parts by a lot. The auditor reviewed prices paid for 46 spare parts for a C-17 cargo plane sold to the DoD from 2018 to 2022 and found that 12 of the spare parts were overpriced, 9 seemed to be reasonably priced, and the auditor was unable to determine that the prices were fair on the other 25 items.
So how much money are we talking about?
How bad was the markup? Well, the auditor found that lavatory soap dispensers were marked up 8,000%.
Got him.
The Office of the Inspector General said it looked at the soap dispenser prices after someone gave them a tip on a hotline. Boeing has disputed the findings, saying in a statement that the report appears to be based on an inapt comparison of the prices paid for parts that meet aircraft and contract specifications and designs versus basic commercial items. Dude, you didn't even have the ones that were up to specification for the other part. I don't know how you could argue that.
You know, you think Boeing has gotten this reputation, especially within the past couple of years, of
shoddy work,
slipshodness.
Yeah.
Are you telling me they were the low bidder for this government contract?
I guess, or the most reasonable one. Since 2011, the U.S. government has awarded over $30 billion in contracts to Boeing, specifically to purchase spare parts for the C-17 cargo plane.
All right.
Boeing marked up parts for NASA 8,000%. Hey, Buzz, I can't wait to hear how you defend supply and demand there. Just like you're a bootlicker for CEOs of grocery stores marking up prices because, you know, supply and demand and capitalism. Oh, man, can't wait, Buzz. Listening intently.
That's not an example of capitalism or supply and demand. That's crony capitalism.
You
got a government contract, and if the government is getting overcharged left and right by the people contracting with them, they're complicit in it. That's not what, when I defend the free market, that's not what I'm defending.
No, you do defend price gouging. Okay. You do say that if there was a natural disaster and somebody had water.
Alberto, who's on the phone? Did you tell me somebody's on the line?
I haven't told you, but yeah, someone's on the line wanting to talk a little politics.
Nice. Let's talk to him.
All right. How long were you going to put this person on hold without saying anything about it? Do you know who it is?
He just called it Sam.
Okay.
Sam.
Hi, Sam.
What up, Sam?
Hey, how you guys doing? You guys doing all right today?
I hope you had a good Samhain, Sam. That's another word for Halloween, you know.
No, I had a good time. Took out the little one out, had some fun. Want to tell you guys that I love the show. I listen to you almost every morning. Nico, I might complain is your laugh, but you know, whatever. I've learned to deal with it.
Thanks.
I've accepted
I
it.
get it from a lot of people, even family and friends.
I bet. But no, I'm just hearing you guys talk about politics. You know, I see that you're doing what you can, Buzz, and I respect it. You have a strong heart, strong will. But yeah, man, I heard you say that, you know, you were a Republican voting for Democrat, and it's funny that you said that, because that kind of inspired me to call, because I've been a lifelong Democrat, and just because of my experiences, just the way things have gone, I guess the way I see things, I'm voting Trump, man. I disagree with a lot of the ways he carries himself and the things he says. I think are ridiculous, not the best representation of what I want. But his ideals do line up a little bit more with mine, especially with all the stuff that's been going on. You know, the whole
racism.
You know, well, maybe that's what you want to call it. But you know,
Wait, did you hear Alberto say racism?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know if Alberto just said that in my headphones or he said it where you could hear it. I mean, doesn't some of it seem very, very racist?
Well, I wouldn't just say that, dude. Like, if you're a Democrat, like I've been voting Democrat. The reason, there's several things. One, I have family members who are gay, so if there's any Republican that's going to be like, well, I'm completely anti-gay marriage, which I don't even think is as much of a deal anymore.
Read Project 2025.
Right.
They would definitely, if that's the blueprint for the next 4 years of a Trump administration, which was written by, you know, basically his crew,
right?
They are going to take away the right to be married if you're gay. So that would probably affect somebody in your family.
Also, I believe in the national protections of Roe v. Wade, and I also believe in environmental protections. If you believe in those things as a Democrat, then you are voting against all of the democratic ideals that you originally stood for.
Well, you can see it that way, but there's just for an example, like I have daughters, and I'm sure Buzz does too. how does he feel about maybe a biological male going into the bathroom with his daughter?
I will answer
playing
that
sports
question
against
for
them?
you, Sam. I never think about it. It seems like a manufactured issue. I mean, if the worst that's going to happen under Kamala Harris is that maybe a person who was born a man makes the softball team, that does not compare to the existential threat to democracy.
Yeah, that's low stakes.
I mean, honestly, I do not sit around thinking about where transgender people are going to do this and that. I think the whole thing is just blown so out of proportion that it's manipulative of people.
Okay, but and I can see why you'd say that, but also what are some of the policies that Kamala has presented that you feel will help our country?
I didn't pick Kamala Harris because I thought she was the best president. I'm voting for Kamala Harris because she's not Donald Trump, and she'll leave if she loses.
Right.
I'm not a Democrat. So
She'll do the least damage.
She will do the least damage. If there's 4 years of Kamala Harris, the country survives that.
So what policies do you like about, or are you just gonna you really don't care what Democrat because I don't like Trump?
No. I am afraid for our country because of Trump. It's not I don't like Trump. It's not just like, oh, I don't care for his personality. Kamala Harris is not in the top 1 million people I would have picked out to run for president. Unfortunately, that's who we've got, and I'm going to vote for her.
So pretty much there's no policy that you really support that she's presented, because I don't think she's presented any.
The policy of not trying to rankle up a bunch of riffraff to go and charge the Capitol to try and overturn an election. That's
probably the policy number one.
Kind of like my number one policy.
Well, I got it, man. But you got Donald at least trying to put out some policies. Like I like the idea of getting rid of the free trade. I think that was a very big mistake.
Dude, you don't even know what the amount of price increases that's going to happen if they put a tariff, 100% tariff on all imports.
Towards what? Like what? Things like Campbell's soup, ramen noodles. A lot of that is produced here, anyways. Now, if you're talking about all the Chinese products that you buy at the dollar store that break the next day. I don't care about that.
I go back, Sam, to an attempted overthrow of our constitutional government, and I really don't think I need to make any more points than that. That's just kind of ends the argument as far as I'm concerned.
Well, you could use that to end the argument, as I could pick something to end the argument another way. But you're right, that was stupid, and it wasn't like Donald Trump said, "Hey, you know what? I need you guys to go do this." Did he know that it was happening and he didn't stop?
He did tell him to go do that.
He said, "I'll meet you at the Capitol."
He even lied to him and said, "I'll be there with you as we march on the Capitol." Of course, he wasn't there with him. Sam,
seriously, dude.
I do feel like I need to interject here. In America, estimates say that Chinese suppliers make up 70 to 80% of Walmart's merchandise.
Yeah, dude, tariffs on imports, 100% tariffs on imports is the dumbest idea of anybody.
100%. No one's gonna charge 100% tax, Nico. Like, come on.
No.
Donald Trump said about a 100 and 200% tariff on imported goods.
$4 trillion gets brought in. $4 trillion. You don't think if we tax that 25% that we could use $1 trillion?
Wait. Do you think that we don't get the money like that? They just increase prices. Like, China's not going to just pay that money. They're going to...
And also, they'll probably put a lot of trade restrictions on us, which is going to hurt.
That starts a trade war.
Look, we could really get into the weeds here on what economic policy is going to result in. It's not my area of expertise. That's why I go with the person who did not try to foment an insurrection against the United States.
And that's the problem, that you're just. And I know, Sam, I'm not
thank
saying
you.
that.
Listen, buddy, I got to run.
Man.
I got to run.
You got it. You guys
you.
have a great day. You guys are awesome.
All
Bye.
Right, we'll see you. Thanks. Wow. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and compare policies, because it's not about policy. It's about
right and wrong.
Who is allegiant to the United States and someone who is not allegiant to anybody, doesn't recognize a law that applies to him, either by God or man. None of this applies to him. This is how simple this choice is.
It is.
Do you love America?
Or do you hate America?
Yeah. I mean, really, that's how it is. If you could wake up and see it the way I see it. I don't know what the turnout means. It seemed like there were a lot of people who were willing to wait in line.
A lot of places have already, 50% of people have already voted in a lot of places, which is very impressive.
How is it almost tied? How is it half of our country wants this? How have we gotten into a position where half
because
of the
I think a lot of
voters-
people do what Sam does and they rationalize things and they go, well, but he didn't directly send them there to the Capitol, and I think the policies
you don't have
are
to
good.
do the voice. Come on. Sam was a gentleman.
He was a gentleman.
He was a gentleman throughout. You don't have to.
I wasn't doing just him. I'm doing
do a
that
voice.
in general to a lot of people who.
Is that like a wishy-washy?
Yeah, kind of like, I don't know what I'm really thinking, but it sounds kind of good. Also, that the whole economic plan, the tariff something, if anybody thinks that free trade has been a bad thing.
I am not an economist, but I know that somewhere around 100% of reputable economists say that a 100% tariff on imports is gonna wreck us.
Yeah.
All right.
Guys, we won't be talking about this after Tuesday, hopefully. All right. Speaking of Boeing.
The resistance begins on Wednesday, regardless of For me, people are like, well, are you going to leave the country? No. The resistance begins on Wednesday, regardless of who wins. Yeah, that's right. If Kamala Harris wins, I'm definitely going to be looking a lot closer at some of her policies. What do you mean? We got callers online. Do we have another break?
We do have another break, and we have two callers. We have April and we have Jesse. They both want to kind of weigh in on what Sam said.
Is this April or Jesse?
That is April.
Hello, April. April, you got to turn down the radio. Alberto, remind everybody you got to turn down the radio, or it's just confusion.
Okay.
See, that doesn't work.
Let's jump over to Jesse, and I'll tell April.
Jesse, hello. Alberto, it's just the basics of screening the phone call. Turn your radio down if you don't turn your radio down. Hello, Jesse.
Hi, Buzz.
Hi there.
Hey.
We got you. We're all good here.
Hello.
Yes.
I wanted to call and weigh in on what Sam said, who made himself sound like a moron, by the way. Kamala's policies in regards to the border bill that she wants to pass, her tax plan would actually only cost us $3.5 trillion, whereas Trump's is over $7. And he plans on giving tax breaks to the wealthy and putting more money back in their pockets, whereas Kamala actually wants to put money back into poverty and middle class and bring back abortion rights for women.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many policies that you could be for Kamala Harris. For somebody like Buzz, who is a Republican, it's not going to matter to him necessarily.
I don't have to agree with the nuts and bolts of every policy proposal she has. Beginning on Wednesday, if she's the president, I can impose them and not have to worry about revenge or retribution. If Kamala Harris is in office, I could criticize her every single day, and I won't get the kind of hate that I've gotten from fellow Republicans for the past 9 years.
Well, see, and I can understand that because I'm not a Democrat either, but I would rather vote for the lesser of two evils.
Absolutely.
Don't even talk about evil. I mean, I don't. She's a little untested, but she was the vice president. She was a senator.
Yeah.
When she talks, I can comprehend the thought she's trying to get across.
Even if it sounds like she's crying or she's about to laugh.
Right. Okay. All right. Thanks for the call. We got April on this line. Hello, April.
Hey, hi, Buzz.
Hi, April. What's up?
Doing well. I was just listening to you guys, and I wanted to commend you for actually, choosing the right side this time.
Got him.
Because
I've never cast a vote for Donald Trump. I'll tell you right now, this is the third time he's running, and I've already voted this year. I've never cast a vote for Donald Trump. In 2016, because I'm a registered Republican, I had to hold my nose and vote for Ted Cruz for president because it was a primary in 2016. Do you realize how upset to my stomach I felt for hours afterwards casting a vote for Ted Cruz? Ew.
I love that because for a long time I remember hearing you were a Republican, and I was like, I kind of don't like that about Buzz.
Be careful there.
Sorry.
Gotta watch the language. Okay, I think.
Thank you, April.
All right, Alberto, who now?
This is Joe.
Republican, and I was like, I kind of don't like that about.
Again, Alberto, hey, turn your radio off because when they pick up
this
the
is
phone,
a
we're
separate
going to hear the. I know, but tell every caller that.
Who now?
This is Joe.
Hey, Joe.
I was like, I kind of don't like that about Jim.
Okay, Joanna is going to be back Tuesday, right?
Can't be soon enough.
No. After the show today, or even during the show, when I get a few minutes, I'm going to show you how to screen a phone call, okay? I feel like we've been over this before, but we're going to do it again.
Look, you know what? I have to confess something.
Yeah.
I've been giving people the benefit of the doubt. If you're calling into a radio show, that's 101. But that's my fault. That's my fault,
It's
though.
the
That's
phone
my fault,
screener's
though.
job. Hello, Joe.
Hello.
Hey, Joe. What's up?
Yeah, I'm tired of people like saying that Harris doesn't say nothing about issues or anything because they're just repeating what Fox News says.
Well, I mean, even her ads, though, she's like, the price of groceries are too high. We're going to make them lower. How are you going to do that? Are you going to do that through legislation?
Well, no, she has policies. They just don't get reported on as much because it's not as salacious and it's not as newsworthy.
Yet, you know, up until a few weeks ago, she didn't have a lot of stated policies.
But she actually talks about those things. But Trump, all he talks about is himself or attacking people. And people leave his rallies like the whole time.
You might know this about me, Joe. I was brought up in a religious family. We went to church every Sunday. We would have been allowed to talk that way about other human beings. You know, other of God's children, the way that they talk about, and the fact that some segment of the religious right has totally jumped on board the MAGA train is sickening. But
So he's just using them. Though.
Yeah, well, they like that he got Roe v. Wade thrown out.
Right.
You know,
that's all they like about him. But other than that, there's some brave pastors that actually speak out against him.
There are. You know what? There are some brave pastors. My pastor at my home church doesn't talk politics. You know, he talks about the Bible. I think that's where it belongs. I think politics doesn't belong in the pulpit. And I don't think the pulpit belongs in our politics. All right. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate the call.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah.
All right. I guess now that Halloween's over, we're doing this because this is the next scary date on the calendar. It's almost like I'm warning you about literal boogeymen.
We'll be fine. We'll be all fine. The International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers District 751 will vote Monday on a newly negotiated contract with Boeing in an attempt to end the strike that started on September 13th. The new offer would give workers a 38% pay over 4 years, and the union said yesterday that negotiations had reached a point where we have extracted everything that we can in bargaining and by withholding our labor. Boeing said yesterday that at the end of the contract, the average machinist pay will average $119,000. The strike is expected to have a visible effect on today's U.S. jobs report. Boeing lost over $6 billion in the last quarter alone. And District Attorney Larry Krasner in Pennsylvania filed a lawsuit against Elon Musk over the $1 million a day giveaway his America PAC is conducting every day until the election. Musk was directed to attend the hearing, but wasn't able to make it. Krasner's team challenged the idea that Musk couldn't even make it to Philadelphia on short notice, but Judge Angelo Foglietta batted the idea down, saying, "Counsel, he's not going to get in a rocket ship and land on the building." Foglietta put the state case on hold, pending a decision in federal court. No hearings have been scheduled so far. And an analysis of millions of health records in the U.S. shows that the number of people diagnosed with autism has skyrocketed over the last decade. In 2011, the rate of autism diagnosis was 2.3 per 1,000 people. In 2022, that rate rose, get this, 175% to almost 7 people in 1,000. So
I think they're just diagnosing more people with autism.
Well, see, the most likely group to be diagnosed were children ages 5 to 8. According to the CDC, about 1 in 36 U.S. children and 1 in 50 adults does have autism.
Yeah. We didn't have autism when I was a kid. If you did have autism,
no, you definitely did have it.
Well, I'm just saying that was not a thing any of us had heard of when we were in class. Oh, that kid misbehaves, or that kid doesn't get his work done on time, or that kid does this, that.
Right.
Everything's it's a spectrum, right? So doesn't that mean everybody's somewhere on the
Didn't
spectrum?
they try to put you in a special class?
Yeah,
at some
they
point?
put me down there for like a week, and I thought I was never going to get out of the basement.
Well, so why are the rates going up? Researchers say that better screening, raised awareness, and a broader diagnostic criteria are behind most of the increase.
Right. So there's probably not actual real numbers of people with autism spectrum disorder.
Just more being identified, maybe.
More being identified.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we have a caller.
Who is it, Alberto?
That is Eddie.
Eddie. Hello, Eddie.
Yes, they're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Meow, 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 meow. They're eating the pets of the families that live there.
They're voting 9 times in Georgia. All right. Thanks for the call, Eddie. Appreciate it.
Sam called back, and now I feel really bad.
Because you mocked his...
I kind of did, and
Everyone's been calling because of Sam.
Well,
he stirred up the masses.
Hey guys, it's DD Sam again. Just called live. I just wanted to add a comment, man. I called you guys, expressed my thoughts, had a decent conversation with you guys, but I just find it rather disappointing how I was polite. I articulated myself the best way I could, and then I got Nico mocking my tone of voice or the way I spoke, and then you have some lady calling me a moron.
Well,
it's just disappointing that this is the way the Democratic Party wants to, articulate themselves. All right, guys. Have a great day.
You know what, Sam? You are absolutely right. I
called you out
you
for
did
it.
Call me out
he didn't raise his voice.
You
with
did.
us.
You were
He didn't
incredibly
insult
polite.
us.
I really appreciate you calling in live because we like having live callers. It means a lot.
I
to
would
us.
say,
Sam, I'm sorry. Sam.
I would like you even more if you did not vote for a literal Nazi.
Sure, but it doesn't matter because you as a person were very nice, and politics aside politics doesn't make a person. Okay, I don't think that says everything about a person. Would you agree?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I've had family members close to me that have,
me too. Yeah,
it's disappointing.
I was a dick. I'm so sorry, Sam. I was a dick.
Why would you? Why is your instinct
I don't know.
just to be mean to people?
I don't know.
You're like Joe Biden and I'm Kamala. You're like, they're trash. And then I'm like, no, they're not. He doesn't know what he's talking about. We thought we shut that old man up.
Hold on now.
All right, finally. Yeah, I'm the Biden.
Yeah, you're the Biden.
Even though you're like 1,000 years old. Well, Jamie Oliver may have the right amount of pull in the criminal cheese world. That's me. Sorry.
Turn off your alerts.
Jamie Oliver might have the pull in the criminal cheese world. After Jamie Oliver asked his 10 million Instagram followers to help out, get this, with the theft of 1,000 wheels of cheddar cheese, artisanal cheddar cheese.
They were stolen from him?
Yes. London police and Scotland Yard are on the case.
I wonder if the burglars used it to make a cheese car and they used the wheels and drove it away.
Or, yeah, anybody looked at the mice around recently? Well, London police have announced that they've arrested a 63-year-old man and detained him on suspicion of fraud by false representation and handling stolen goods.
They knew he had stolen all the cheese because he hadn't gone number 2 for 6 weeks. Is that how they cracked the case?
The more than 24 tons of cheese went missing after someone convinced London cheese specialist Neil's Yard Dairy that they represented a wholesale distributor. Ownership at Neil's didn't realize that they'd been taken by a con man.
Wait, so they shipped the stuff?
They gave it to him. They guess he came with a truck or something. He's like, I'm a cheesemonger.
I'm the cheese czar.
Yeah, the cheese czar.
You haven't heard of the cheese? They just named it.
World-renowned.
Well, the suspect is out on bail, and so far police haven't found any of the cheddar.
The cheddar.
The suspect.
Right? Because cheddar means money, too.
Yeah, I guess so. Right.
And with your news, I'm Nico.
In 6000 BC, a nomad from the Middle East put milk into a bag made from the belly of a beast. He hopped his horse and started riding through the desert sun all day, which caused the enzyme in the bags to make curds and whey. He stopped to take a drink, opened the bag and said, oh geez, if there were patents, I'd be rich because I've just invented cheese. Oh, take your chocolate, take your ice cream, take your pastries, please. The reason for this extra chin is all because of cheese.
Do you know they believe that that was the origin of cheese? Somebody was carrying milk, probably horse's milk, in a bag made of animal skin, and then it sloshed around there, and they forgot about it, and it curdled. It kept,
and they're like, "Well, I'm going to still eat it."
I wonder what that first cheese would have been. Would that have been like a runny cheese or
like a hard
cottage cheese?
A hard
like
blue?
a cottage cheese?
Yeah.
What would you come up with after you'd been riding around turning milk into cheese without knowing it? 6,000 BC.
Oh, you've just proved your cheese IQ of varying degrees. And for my final stunt, here is the A to Z of cheese.
Derek says, did the cop say it's nacho cheese?
American Asiago, brie, blueback cheese, Bellago, Colby Cottage, cheddar cream, camembert, Devonshire, Epifeta, and Gruyere, Gouda, Havarti, hand cheese, Ia, jalapeno, Cajanak, Longuise, Monterey Jack, Neufchâtel, Orkney, provolone, quark, Roncel, Swiss trap, Burdell, Velveeta, Wellington, Xanaduza cheese, and also a movie starring Olivia Newton-John.
Okay, I've had enough of the cheese song.
Hey, I call BS on Sam being a Democrat and voting for Trump. I think he's been a Trump supporter for a while. Maybe a Republican for the longest time, but he's just trying to say that I'm a Democrat and I'm voting for Trump card. Yeah, he was respectful and everything, man, but still, I think I'm calling BS.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like I was a lifelong Democrat, but now I'm voting for Trump. I'm not sure that I'm completely buying that, but I'm not going to make fun of Sam's voice.
I know. You know what?
You need to do penance.
I kind of do, because Sam was so nice. I wouldn't mind doing that to somebody that was like
being a dick.
Yeah, that was kind of like.
Oh yeah, I'd say that to Cucker right in his face with his parents.
Sam,
there.
if you call back, I will apologize to you personally, or message me for tickets to anything.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Seed in our app chat says, would it be wrong to pretend I'm an eternal and just not meddle in Earth's affairs?
Yes, you should definitely do that.
Sure. What do you think of the people that go, I'm not voting this year? Whatever. Who cares?
Nice.
I mean,
I've been like that before. I've definitely been like that. Like, who cares? What's going to happen?
Sometimes I wish that I were geared that way, where I just didn't pay attention. Yeah, I am apolitical. But I think even people who are apolitical, you know who I think were apolitical? A lot of Trump supporters in 2016. I think these were people who didn't vote because they just thought it was all BS. Right. And then finally they hear somebody, saying Mexicans are rapists and murderers, and that's so out of the mainstream that it animated people who probably were not every voting cycle a part of the process. I told this to, who did I tell this to the other day? Robert Novak or Bill O'Reilly? Mm-hmm. Somebody. I said, I think a lot of the Trump voters were just these disaffected people who don't really pay a lot of attention to it. But then this guy's message was so different from what you would hear. Ronald Reagan never talked like that. George Bush Sr. never talked like that. No Republicans ever talked like that. All right, let's take a break, and we'll come back. More of the 9 o'clock hour on the way as Buzz Adams Morning Show continues right after this.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5.
Bud Light is the...
O'Reilly! You've got questions? O'Reilly Auto Parts has answers. Need a pro you can trust? We've got that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh, guess who this is? Buzz Adams and the KLAQ Morning Show.
You must be the greatest radio show host ever.
Buzz is back.
Well, some people mark the passage of time with a calendar, others with the changing of the leaves. I mark the change of the seasons with when I get to see Ryan LaBarbera to talk about the Motorcycle Coalition's Toy Run Parade. Hi, Ryan.
Buzz, how you doing?
Good to see you.
Thanks for having us.
We were just talking. It doesn't seem like it's been a year.
It doesn't.
It seems like it's been 6 months.
Yep.
And next year it'll seem like it's only 4 months.
Time flies.
Ryan comes in because the toy run is going on this weekend, put on by the El Paso Motorcycle Coalition. So Ryan, give us the information.
So on Sunday we'll start off over at the Coliseum doing registration at 9 a.m. to about 11 a.m.
Registration at Coliseum.
At the casino.
Sunland Park Racetrack.
Yes.
Casino. Okay.
Yes. And then from there we'll leave at about 11:15 a.m. Police escort to the Coliseum.
Mm-hmm.
There we'll have food, bands, cold beer, some vendors there. But it's normally about 2,200 bikes, anywhere from about 1,800 to 2,200 motorcycles going in the parade. So it's a sight to see.
You rally and begin at the casino parking lot.
Correct.
Then over to the Coliseum.
Yes.
Now, what's the route like? Do you drive up Trans Mountain? Where do you go?
We used to have a real scenic route going over Trans Mountain and 54, and people would stand on the side of the roads with their kids and getting candy and all that. But now it's just real basic, off of Sunland to Donovan and Border Highway and off at Coles and into the Coliseum.
All right, and who are the entry is a toy, right?
The toy plus a donation.
Okay.
It's, this year we raised it to $15.
$50 donation and a new unopened toy.
Correct. Yeah, and it's at $10 value.
Okay. So bring a toy, bring your $15. Bring your friends, because they don't even have to have a motorcycle.
No, you don't. If you're driving, just go straight
to the walk,
yeah.
but eventually you'll get there.
You'll get there. I was going to ask, can you rent motorcycles?
You used to be able to. I don't know if they still do it. Barnett used to do it a long time ago, and I think there's still somebody out here that does it, but Barnett, I don't believe, does that anymore.
Let's do it.
I don't know how to ride a motorcycle. I need a lesson in how to ride a motorcycle.
We'll put you on the back of a trike.
Yeah.
Okay. Everything about that sounds infantilizing to me. We'll put you on the back with an adult.
Well, you
on
do
a tricycle.
You have your electric bicycle.
I do. I knocked my teeth out on it.
All right. So maybe a motorcycle. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't want that happening again.
So the toy run, bring an unwrapped, unopened toy. And $15 donation. The toy needs to be a $10 value, and you're in for all the fun. What's more fun, the ride or the partying once you get to the Coliseum, or just the collecting of the toys?
Oh, well, collecting of the toys for us, but a lot of people like to do the parade part. There's still a lot of kids on the side of the road.
Do you guys still throw candy?
Yeah, we don't really push that because the kids run out in between the bikes. And
right. Yes.
Yeah, people
you
that
gotta be careful.
Yeah, they forget you're moving 30 miles an hour and you're throwing candy. It's going 30 miles an hour at the kids.
We have to deal with that every year.
Yep.
We were throwing candy yesterday. I was trying to lob method, because if you throw a tight spiral, it's going to hit some kid in the eye.
Yeah.
So I launch it high, but then it lands on kids' heads.
You got to keep it down low, keep it towards their feet.
But if you throw it, then you're throwing it on the street, and
then
you're right, kids
out.
might run out into the road.
It also might break.
Yep.
So food, beer, music. Local bands are going to be playing.
Yes.
What is the rally time again?
We get there. The parade gets
Sunday,
there at
right?
gets there about 11:45, between 11:45 12 o'clock, and that's when everything will start. Rudy's barbecue is feeding everybody.
Oh man.
Yeah. So and then
that's going to be worth it alone.
Yeah. So and that's part of your paid donation. You get your food too.
Do you need to sign up for it early, or can you sign up at the rally point?
At the rally, over at the casino, or at the Coliseum if you're driving. And we're actually doing pre-sales tonight at Incredibles Bar over in the Northeast.
Oh, yeah. Incredibles.
I know
Incredibles.
I know Incredibles pretty well, too.
We'll have a safe ride, and everybody who wants to participate, you can show up at that time on Sunday. Is there a number for more information?
Yeah. If anybody has any questions or needs some more information, my number is 915-740-9991.
All right, Ryan, I'll see you in 12 months.
Thanks for having us.
It'll probably only seem like 4 months.
Last night was Halloween, but even more scary. Today is the day after Halloween. people waking up with the cruel reality that Halloween fell on a weekday, a work day, a school day. Sleepy, grumpy children who stayed up late, eating candy, and parents tired from walking their children around the neighborhood last night and also eating candy. You know you did. Sure, Halloween is fun, but today will seem like the longest day of the year. This message brought to you by people who believe trick-or-treating should always be the Saturday prior to Halloween, unless it falls on a weekend.
All right, we've got the rest of the 9 o'clock hour.
I'm all sticky.
I don't want to know why.
Gross.
It's from
He's been
I don't know what it's from.
Donuts.
Motorcycle riding does look like fun.
Looks so
Ryan
fun.
and some of the other bike groups come in, and they, a lot of the bikers in town do stuff for charity and for kids, especially around Christmas time. So
if we wanted to do it, we would have to get a friend with a motorcycle, and then we would have to hold them around the midsection on the back.
That's called riding bitch. I know that much about motorcycles.
Remember in Modern Family when the dad gets caught under the motorcycle and he thinks he's going to die? That's what would happen if y'all rented him.
Okay, here's something that looks like fun. I see it in traffic every now and then. It looks like fun, but it also looks like the most dangerous thing you could be doing. There's like a little motorized unicycle.
Oh, yeah.
And you're standing on it.
And it's going.
And it's one wheel, and it's zipping in traffic. It's road legal, I guess, because I see him going down Mesa.
Really?
Have you seen him?
Hilly. Mesa's hilly. That's a gamble. I don't have the money to.
I mean, you
pay
definitely
for
are never
many
going to get
medical bills.
stuck in traffic. I think the guy that I saw might be onto something because they've had so much construction on the west side. I
Right.
wish I had something where I could just leave my car, get out, and ride home on that. But the whole thing probably weighs what? I don't know how much machinery is in it. 40 pounds? 50 pounds?
I haven't seen how much they weigh.
And when
but
you
they
see
look
somebody going and you
mobile.
can't see their feet, you think it's somebody who's just floating through traffic at 35 miles an hour. I bet that's a really good core workout. What do you think?
Yeah, because you're leaning forward.
Yeah, you're controlling it with like the motions. And it probably really builds up your core. Nico, you ought to get into that.
Yeah.
That would make you stand out.
Hey, there's an interesting neckline call.
Okay. I kind of lost track there myself. You going to play it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What's up, Mosho? Hey, so about 2 weeks ago, I think it was Nico, labeled me a convict, bro. So,
dang.
in that call, I too was articulate. So, what kind of tickets do I get?
I remember this call.
Yeah, I was. Not everybody at work calls me the convict. I don't know.
They all listen.
Comic strip tickets, I think, kind of heal the wounds.
This is the caller who is calling us to tell us that he was, I think he said 46 years old.
Yeah.
And
he
he'd
hadn't
never
voted.
voted. He'd never voted in his life.
and I was
he's going to
joking.
vote this time around. And you kept saying, well, that's what you get for being in prison.
No,
my goodness.
I didn't say that's what you get. I said, well, that happens when you have been in prison for a long time.
Let's split hairs. Do you want to be a roast comic? Is that you dream of being a
I don't
roast?
even think this is roasting. That was just funny.
Roast.
Yeah, I'll get you tickets too, bro. Sorry. You were very articulate.
Text him.
All the people that I'm somehow mean to, I'll have to get tickets.
Here's another call. Sometimes I can tell what the calls are about, but sometimes the digital, it prints out what's being said in text, but sometimes it's confusing.
Good morning, Mo Show. Just listening to the show. I heard the tail end of the Sam bit. He seems very articulate and fantastic, which is great. But something that a lot of people don't know is if you're registered as a Republican in the state of Texas and you vote Democrat or vice versa, your vote doesn't count in a presidential election.
Okay, hold on a second. That is incorrect. I just want to state right now, I don't know if you're doing this on purpose or not, but you can vote for either candidate. Your vote counts, regardless of what you're registered as. Now, if you're talking about the primaries in Texas, you're right.
Right.
Republican votes in the Republican primary, Democrat votes in the Democratic primary, but the road you're going down here is inaccurate.
Very inaccurate.
Your vote counts.
If you're a registered Republican, you can vote Democrat.
And it will count. So let me hear the rest of the call.
99% sure of this. Nico, maybe you can look into it.
Yeah, no, we don't need to look this one up, dude. We know this one.
But you can find some of this information on USA.gov and then the State of Texas Secretary of State website. But yeah, like I'm 99%.
All right, well, go and read that again, because that is not the case. No matter what you're registered at in the general election, you can vote for any candidate or none of the above. You can write in a candidate.
You can even vote for Jill Stein.
You can vote for Jill Stein.
Or Joe Biden.
I guess you could write his name in.
Okay, so beware of campaign misinformation. I'm not saying that the caller was intentionally doing it, but that is not accurate.
Also, people stop asking me for tickets. I haven't been mean to all of you.
Maybe you've just in general been mean to everybody.
Shut up.
They feel wronged by you everywhere. Dang.
Shut up, bitch.
You got any other interesting stories that we need to know about?
Me?
Otherwise, I've got a science story, and it involves Uranus. Those are always good for Friday's show.
Those are always good. Let's go with Uranus.
You want to?
Yeah.
This is about wet stuff near Uranus.
Is it raining on Uranus?
I'm trying to find the story here. I've got the tease, but I don't have the whole story. You might. Oh, okay. Here's a headline for you.
You're teasing Uranus?
Astronomers found something cold and wet near Uranus.
Nice. Emergency. Let's take a break.
Let's find out more. That's the headline one news outlet went with after scientists said one of Uranus's moons might have liquid water.
Nice.
Well, so even the
yesterday after the parade, it definitely did.
Even the scientists can't resist a Uranus joke when it comes up. And I know they say it's really pronounced Uranus, but I think they just did that so people would quit making jokes about Uranus. There is a dietitian who's giving advice that might be controversial. It is the day after Halloween. This dietitian says, let your kids go nuts.
Go nuts. Eat all the candy.
As much of the candy as they want to. And she is, it's on TikTok, but supposedly a registered dietitian. Let's hear what she has to say.
Step 1, allow yourself or your kids unlimited access to their Halloween candy.
Unlimited access. Just let them, man, if I could on Halloween, I'd have slept with my bag of candy right next to me in bed.
On Halloween night. If you or your kids are typically restricting sugar, they probably will overeat, and that is totally fine. Step 2, allow another few days of unlimited candy post-Halloween. Night 1 is an experiment, but we really need to follow through with some consistency for our kiddos to really be able to trust that the goodies are not gone forever and their body signals can be trusted. Step 3, now that we kicked the candy off its forbidden food pedestal, it can exist alongside other foods in moderation. This means my kids get to choose a piece for their lunch and or dinner.
It sounds like she's doing the thing where if you've heard the story, somebody got caught smoking, so their grandpa made them smoke an entire box of cigars so they'd get sick of it and not want to smoke when they grow up. It kind of sounds like that's what she's going after.
Halloween is over, which means, America, it's time to start your Christmas shopping. Infuse our stagnant economy with dollars you don't really have.
And whatever you do, avoid the urge to make homemade gifts.
Knitting one sweater for someone costs 27 Americans their jobs.
And don't forget, Christmas is a wonderful time to take up alcoholism. Come on, you see your family all year round. The holidays are for your bartender.
Halloween is over, but what to do with those rotting pumpkins? Call 1-800-PUMPKIN-LUGGERS. We'll come to your house and haul away all those putrid, rotten pumpkins.
Halloween was a blast, but the last thing I need is pumpkins rotting and stinking up my yard. That's why...
Bad news, though, real quick. Unfortunately, there was a clerical mishap, and we got way overbooked, so we're not going to be able to come get those pumpkins until June, July at the latest.
Wait, what?
But once we get our bearings, we'll come get those pumpkins and haul them away, lickety-split.
But they'll smell terrible in the hot sun. What happens then?
I don't know, not my problem.
And squirrels will start eating them, and then I've got a house crawling with squirrels. And
What part of not my problem don't you understand? Man, it's nag with you.
Huh?
1-800-PUMPKIN-LUGGERS. Call now and have us haul away your pumpkins in July at the latest today.
Hey, it's Double G. Coming up after the Buzz Adams Morning Show.
Deals. Program points are awarded on eligible purchases. See Lowe's.com/terms for full details. Subject to change.
It's fall. Leaves change color. Temperatures cool. It's the perfect time to
wake up, El Paso. Buzz Adams is back.
You are kidding me.
Only on KLAQ. Let's get a quick look at El Paso weather. The golfers forecast brought to you by Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. Might have some rain overnight. Today, though, is going to be clear, partly cloudy, 80. We're getting about a 40% chance of rain. Look for that to move into the forecast. 9, 10 o'clock tonight. Might rain overnight.
Wait, the high today is 80?
High today is 80.
It got cold.
It got a little chilly last night.
Yeah.
Chilly now.
I mean, I was wearing a legitimate bearskin jacket
during the parade.
But once I took it off, and then the sun went down, it was actually a little, like the trick-or-treaters probably got a little cold last night. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, 80 for the high temperature. Saturday is going to be free of rain, but then we have the rain popping back up maybe on Sunday. Let's put it at about a 20 to 30% chance Sunday afternoon and evening, and it's really going to cool off. On Sunday, 69 is going to be the high temperature. And if that's not enough like fall for you, Monday's high is going to be 62.
Wow.
What are the lows getting down to? Like 40s. Yeah,
Wow.
We're finally going to get into the 40s.
Wow.
When do you think the last time I fully submerged myself in my swimming pool without any heat on?
Like the guy from
last week.
Dune?
No, probably
ago? A month ago?
No, it's been probably like a couple weeks. A week? 2.
1 week.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like Wednesday, you got up to 90. And I was like, God, I got to make it.
Is Spark still getting in?
Yeah. He gets in all year. Like if we go for a walk or he's like overheated, he just jumps in the pool even if it's 30 degrees outside.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It was
chilly.
Oh, it was chilly.
Nipply.
El Paso weather brought to you by Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. You can set up all your tee times and reservations online at painteddunes.com. And this might be of interest for you. It's a 2-person team scramble. The Turkey Shoot Tournament is happening November 23rd at Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. Sign up your 2-person team, and you get 18 holes of golf, the cart, the green fees, meals, beverages, and prizes.
Oh, nice.
Also, you could win a turkey. Secure your spot today. Call the Pro Shop at Painted Dunes at 915-821-2122. That's 915-821-2122. Or visit painteddunes.com for more details.
How did the prizes work in that? Like, is there one grand prize or?
I played a lot of golf tournaments, and they do them differently. So usually, like the first place, the people who get first place might get a new set of irons.
Oh,
I got a set of irons one time.
That's a good gift.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about like cash?
You want to know what they usually give last place? Hey, Cappy might know this. Cappy's been to a few golf tournaments. A common prize for the last place team are tennis rackets.
Get a different sport. Choose a different sport, please.
Anyway, this is the Turkey Shoot Tournament, November 23rd. Visit painteddunes.com or call 915-821-2122 for Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. Were you going to play a call?
Oh, I was going to play a call, but we also have to give these away before the end of the show.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
So,
Lord knows
Cowboys called. Cowboys guy called.
You got it?
Cowboys call guy.
Let me make sure I'm not muted.
Woo! This weekend, on Sunday, the Dallas Cowboys play the Mylanta Falcons. Woo! That's what they're going to need when the Dallas Cowboys beat them on Sunday. Yeah! Come on, Buzz, give me a woo! Woo! Joanna, give me a woo! Woo!
Not here today.
Nico.
No.
Nico.
No.
Come on.
All right.
Give me a woo! Woo! Yeah! Woo! And also, congratulations to the LA Dodgers. Yeah!
The Dodgers.
World champions. Yeah! And still, we're going to get closer and closer to the Super Bowl. I know it now. We will.
All right.
Woo!
Good luck.
Have a good weekend.
Well, you have a good weekend, Cowboys guy.
Dallas Cowboys. We are the Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys. Cowboy football.
We are joined by Steve Kaplowitz, who's going to talk a little sports with us.
Morning. Is Alberto causing trouble?
Yes. Not screening calls adequately.
No.
Come on, man. I mean, you can't
Does
treat
he
his show
screen
like our show.
Does he screen the calls? I pick up the calls when Alberto's working, and the radio is just blaring, so they're getting feedback and stuff.
Playing music right now.
See, here's the problem. Okay, the problem is this. Number one, when Alberto screens calls on our show, we have a very lax policy. Like, for the most part.
You just put them on.
Yeah, because.
But you don't say.
My callers have been. Because a lot of my callers are regulars, and they've been calling the show for 30 years.
They know the
they're
routine.
trained.
Exactly.
They know the rules. They know the rules. So it's like he forgets when he's here on this show that not everybody,
You got to tell people. Okay, so here,
Yeah.
I'll just
To
put
be
it out there
fair.
for anybody who wants to call in. Try and get a clear line. They sound better if it's not on speaker, which is hypocritical because kind of you're on speaker with us when we talk to you. But speak clearly. Especially if you leave a neckline message, keep it to a minute or less.
You will be able to hear the show while you're on hold, so turn your radio.
I think that's the thing. People are so worried that they're going to be lost that they keep the radio on. When you're on hold, you should be able to hear the feed going down your phone line.
Yeah, but people don't know
it's
automatically
your
know
job
that.
to explain
I
that.
know. I'm sorry.
Alberto.
Yes. And
Has Alberto been screwing up a lot on your show, or is he?
Well, I
settled in?
just had him stop doing SportsCenter updates because it got to a point where we just realized it's not going to work. I mean, we just told him, listen, because everybody that's ever worked with me has always done like the SportsCenter updates at the top and bottom of the hour.
You guys get to call it SportsCenter because of your affiliation with
Yeah,
ESPN?
of course. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we even run the SportsCenter music in the background, so it sounds like he's on SportsCenter. But unfortunately, it got to the point where we had a meeting, and I just told Alberto, look, man, I'm sorry, but we're never going to have you ever do SportsCenter updates again as long as you're on our radio show.
Wait. Why would you say such a mean thing to Alberto? He's trying really hard, and he's really reliable, and he shows up when he's supposed to show up. Why?
First off, he runs a clean board, which I like. He produces fine. I've never had an issue with that, and he's good as when we ask him to talk. But for some reason, when it's a timed 2-minute sports update,
what's the problem?
He will butcher words and stories. And
I can work with him.
No, it's not possible.
I can. You've never given him like an exercise to improve
let me tell you
his
something.
elocution.
It's been like months.
How about this?
Have you ever red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather?
No. You want what I did? You want to hear the last? This is my last sketch.
Oh boy!
Listen to this. So he tried doing what Adrian does, and it's very difficult to do this because Adrian's a pro's pro, and I'm talking about Adrian Broad as my partner on Sports Talk.
The one.
Adrian has the ability to just do stories from ESPN.com where he can see it, put it in his own words without rewriting it, and just kind of wing it while he's doing
but
stories.
you don't develop a skill like that overnight. You gotta have somebody work with you and mentor you.
So I told him, I told Alberto, look, you're here an hour before the show. Find the stories you want to write and talk about. Put them on a Word doc. Write them in your own words. And then when you're doing SportsCenter, just read it off the paper as you would write it to your style. It didn't work. And
Alberto, can I give you one tip? And this is the way that I got to where, and it really worked for me. So I learned this, and it has worked for me. Pick up anything, newspaper, magazine, article, anything, a book, whatever it is, read it, but read backwards. And it teaches you, how to put the words in a conversational style and make it.
He can't even read forwards. How the hell is he going to read backwards?
It helps you read forward by reading backward. For instance, if I was going to talk about the Cowboys touchdown getaways, this is how I used to practice. Enter to resident Texas A and 21 B must. Light Miller and Tours 915. To thanks.
I actually understand
Cowboys
this.
Dallas. Hour of 1U giving by game. Cowboys A for Dallas. A to U send to wants KLAQ 95.5.
I'll make
you see what I mean?
And
I did it, and I kept it in conversational style. And
I'm looking at this right here, right? And this along the same lines. Your instructions about the live and the stream. It says like this: stream the end. Will it over? Is show the until page this from away navigate not do. Streaming now. Are you live? Go hit.
Well, did you do this exercise when you were taking broadcasts?
No, I'm just a professional who's been working for 30 years and knows how to read, for Christ's sake.
You know what? And I've been working for longer than you, but Alberto hasn't been working that long at all. How about a little guidance? Like really step up in a mentorship.
This is his 1 year anniversary.
Yes, I'll make you a deal.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody's ever worked with him.
Let me say this. I think he's a lost cause. But that being said, if you could take him under your wing as your protege for these Sports Center updates.
No. I don't have time for that.
And you feel after a couple weeks he can do it, I will give him another chance, but only if you work with him, because
he's got to agree to it. I mean,
that's true.
Unless your heart's in it, it's just not going to work.
Your heart's got to be in it. That's true.
Well, that's you,
like
Alberto, not me. I mean, it's up to you. Whatever you want. Your heart's in it. Go ahead, give it a shot.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show presents Go Sports Go. Brought to you by the Viva Auto Group. Viva makes it happen.
Okay, much respect to Cowboys guy who calls in. We do love your calls. We love hearing from you. But this Super Bowl talk is kind of a long shot now. Are Cowboy fans hoping to get to the playoffs, or is this entire season?
I don't even think Cowboy fans think that's going to happen anymore. Matter of fact, if they lose this weekend, which is a possibility, they can lose.
Well, the Falcons are not bad, right?
No, they're not bad at all. If they lose to the Falcons, here's my next question: if they lose to the Falcons, what are they, 3-5? In that case,
the Cowboys would go to 3-5. Yeah.
In that case,
you're underwater, man.
Should they fire Mike McCarthy on the spot and just can his ass?
How's it his fault? Fire Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones owns the team.
Wow.
I would love that.
To play with.
Trust me, Cowboys fans would love that, but that's not going to happen.
Okay, what about Dak's extension and his contract? Does that not just look terrible in the aftermath of the season?
This isn't new. Cowboy fans have had a distaste for team owner Jerry Jones for as long as he's owned the team. I mean, starting with the way that Mr. Landry was pushed out.
That's right.
Coach Landry was pushed out.
I like the fact you said Mr. Landry. You still show respect after all these years.
There was
to
a man
Tom Landry.
who wore a suit and a tie and a hat, man's hat.
It was the coolest hat ever. It really was.
That's when men were men.
It was a throwback.
How do you pin it on Mark?
Maybe we could use a man like Herbert Hoover again.
How do you blame it on Mike McCarthy?
Hang on. Stop right there. What you just did. Okay, Nico, do you know what that was?
No.
Okay, hang on.
He does old-timey references in front of me all the time.
Alberto, do you know what that reference was?
I know who Herbert Hoover was.
But do you have any idea what he just said, what that meant, what that was about? No. See, that's the problem.
Right away, Glenn Miller played.
I'm the only one.
Songs that make the hit parade.
I'm 51 years old.
All in the Family was not on Nick at Night.
That was in my wheelhouse.
They would not have shown that.
They would not have shown that on Nick at Night.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's so funny. Like all the controversial or edgy shows you didn't grow up watching. They show Golden Girls because,
no.
Actually, there's some kind of offensive stuff on Golden
Girls is about as edgy as it gets from the 80s.
No. They had I Love Lucy, Mary Tyler Moore.
Never got into that.
Did you watch Leave It to Beaver?
Yeah, a little.
I used to
Andy
love
Griffith Show.
Did you hear about the gay version?
Leave it to
Leave it. It's Beaver. You see, Alberto, if you hone your craft, you get paid to tell jokes like stupid, mind-numbingly ridiculous jokes that makes people's day just a tiny little bit happier.
You call it a craft.
It is.
It is a craft.
Exactly right. All right, so Cowboys and the Falcons, and that'll be right here on KLAQ, Sunday morning, 11 a.m., 10 o'clock pregame show. And
so you're saying if they lose, Mike McCarthy out?
I don't think so.
No, they're not going to do it. That's what I would do.
I mean,
if I was the Cowboys,
the head coach has already gotten fired in the middle of the season. By the way, the Jets won a game last night.
Yeah, by the way, what a second half for the Jets. They looked awful in the first half. Did you see what happened in the first half?
They looked like the Jets in the first half.
So they have a rookie receiver. His name is Malachi Corley.
I got to play this for you. This is the kind of thing that as a coach or a fan would drive me more crazy than anything. You've made a great play. You got a touchdown. Mm-hmm. You casually drop the ball.
On his way into the end zone.
As you're going into the end zone.
Yep.
Protect the ball.
Well,
you've worked all your life to play this game. Who lets go of the ball before you get into the end zone?
And there wasn't even a defender near him. That was what was so stupid. He
Here's
just
the play-by-play.
This
is Malachi Corley.
Get a little toss back here. Corley. Plenty of room all the way to the end zone.
The execution, everything's great. Oh, boy, he dropped that ball. Oh, that's close. Definitely going to take a peek at that. Oh, there's a good view.
Ruling on the field of a touchdown is under further review. The runner dropped the ball before crossing the goal line. The ball then subsequently rolled to the back of the end zone out of bounds, which is considered an immediate recovery. It is a touchback.
A touchback?
It was awful. Yeah, a touchback because the ball rolled out of the end zone.
So who gets points?
Nobody. No points.
No points.
0 points. The touchdown is off the board.
It's 6 points if you just don't drop the ball. Anything like that is an unforced error, for lack of a better word. Any time somebody gets gets up in somebody's face at a crucial point in the game, it's like you are such a phenomenal athlete who's worked so hard your entire life, and you drop the ball.
Well, how about this?
Why?
He's a rookie who hasn't played all season. So the guy finally gets into the game. He's going to have a chance to score the first touchdown of his pro career, and he does that stupidity.
That kind of thing drives me crazy more than anything else in football.
So look, the Jets were down 7-0 at halftime. All of the fans wearing paper bags on their heads were out in force last night at the Meadowlands. Like, you must have seen 100 different Jets fans all with the paper bags on their heads because, they were 2-6. They lose their 2-7. Then all of a sudden, the second half shows up and Aaron Rodgers transforms back into Aaron Rodgers from his Green Bay Packers days. He's throwing touchdown passes to Garrett Wilson, who made one of the most spectacular one-handed grabs you'll ever see. He throws a touchdown pass late to Devontae Adams, who came back from a concussion protocol situation where they thought he might have had a concussion, but he comes back and catches the last pass. Jets win the game, and they sacked Houston quarterback C.J. Stroud 8 times yesterday. But it was like for one half, the Jets looked like the team everybody's been waiting for all season long.
Hey, so according to Better, if the Jets manage to win the Super Bowl, a $50 ticket will pay out to the tune of $1 million.
Like right now, if you put $50 on the Jets?
Yeah.
I value $50 too much to do that.
No, I would spend $50 in Vegas to go bet the Jets. I don't even think the Jets are going to bet the Super Bowl. Forget make the playoffs. But you know what? I like those odds. I'll take the 50 to $1 million. That's $50.
As of today, the Jets have an 11% chance of making the postseason.
Yes, so that's why $50 would equal $1 million. That's okay.
All right,
that's actually a good deal.
Tomorrow we have minor football, so the entire month of October we didn't have minor game on a weekend.
Right.
But now they're back on Saturday and Middle Tennessee. So let's hear the pitch for going out and taking in a home game with the Miners.
So first off, there's only 2 home games left, this weekend and next weekend. 1:30 kickoff tomorrow. We'll have it for you starting at 12:30 on 600 ESPN El Paso. And if that is not enough, Buzz, the fact that the 2004 UTEP reunion is taking place tomorrow for the 20th anniversary. Jordan Palmer is going to be back into town. Johnny Lee Higgins is going to be here. 40 players from UTEP's 2004 team, including head coach Mike Price, will be honored at the game tomorrow for the 20th anniversary of the 04 team. I am super excited about this. Can't wait to see some of these guys that I haven't seen in years.
Palmer going to be in town?
Yes, he is. Jordan's coming.
I want to talk about Movember because I don't understand it. Are you supposed to grow a beard? How does that raise money for anything?
I started. How do you like it so far?
Oh, my God.
Nice. He's full.
Yesterday.
Lumberjack right there.
You started yesterday? That's pretty
No,
good.
yesterday I started about a week and a half ago.
So Nico, this is an interesting thing about Nico. Nico cannot grow a respectable beard. Like, they're patches and no way.
You should see my armpits, though.
From 20 feet away, nobody could tell that you were even.
What are you talking about? I'm like starting to put wax and oils in it now. I'm trying to like try and groom it.
Do that?
Yeah.
I'm combing it.
Man, what does it tell you to do? Okay, so increase early cancer detection, diagnosis. That's all great. Effective treatments. Why?
It's to bring attention to testicular cancer, Buzz. It has nothing to do with trying to raise billions and billions of dollars
but
for it.
they have raised millions.
They have raised millions.
The Movember Foundation has raised $837 million
since it started. Which has been about 20 years.
But I can't see what you're supposed to do. Just not shave and then give money?
Sure.
Or do you get people to sponsor you? Or what exactly happens?
Sure, just donate.
All right.
Also, it's fun. It's a fun little thing to do. Why don't you start? Okay, Steve, look at Buzz's face.
Yes.
So yesterday I was looking at it, and Buzz, well, I could do it. Like I could do Movember easily. He could, but I go, you can't shave anything, including your neck. And he would grow a neck beard. He for sure would grow one.
You told me you dared me to shave everything but
the neck. Like everything above the chin and like nothing below the neck. So just let your neck grow out.
Oh my God, that'd be the creepiest thing ever. If he was clean shaven, had a neck beard, that would be weird.
Neck.
Yeah, that would be the creepiest. That would be weird, man. Nobody's ever done that either. So you would be a social media phenomenon.
We got break. We only got one break left. Right? Yeah. Okay.
Now listen, this is the part of the show that confuses me with Alberto. When all of a sudden the whole thing with the breaks is off time-wise and he wants to break now, you don't what's going on with this? I mean, Alberto, seriously, you're producing the show. If there's one break left to go, is there a certain time you have to take it?
You're asking me how it's working? Like what's going on?
Yeah.
How
I mean, seriously.
What's happened? So what happened is
see what happened.
We have two more breaks. So
we do have two more breaks.
The original plan was to break and then come back and then return, talk, and then be like, all right, that's it, folks. And then
no, I don't do
commercial.
I like to end the show. I like to end the show with the commercials.
Yeah, you don't want to do a double break of 8 minutes. That would drive people crazy.
Right. It's just like a period at the end of the sentence. An exclamation point. Can you grow a good? You grow a decent.
Oh man, that guy will have a huge mustache.
So Nico is really a unicorn in some ways. So I think, has been balding since childhood.
Yes.
Like you've been losing your hair since.
I haven't been losing. I've had a widow's peak since childhood, and it's been thin and. Yes.
But it's thin and.
I like angel
as far
hair.
as your facial, as far as your facial hair, you can't grow.
Think it's pretty good.
No, it's not.
Okay. No.
It grows in patches.
It is a little patchy. You could call me Patch Adams. What? So I can't grow. That's not a sign of anything.
No. It probably means you're extra man.
Listen, I could grow a terrific beard and mustache, but I don't. I like being clean.
I've never seen Steve with facial hair.
Yes, no, I like being clean shaven. And my wife.
I was about to ask, does your wife?
Oh yeah, she loves me being clean shaven. So she's not into the whole beard thing. So I'm gonna.
Can your brothers grow beards? I think I've seen Matt with a beard before.
Matt just does general scruff a lot of the time.
Yeah.
What about your brother Lee? I know you're not biologically related.
You know he's bald, right? Like completely bald-headed. Like he shaves it down. The thing that everybody's been telling you ought to do.
Shut up. Everybody comes up to me and goes, you have way more hair than Buzz makes it sound. And it's like, yeah, because Buzz is a dick who knows that nobody can see me and you can make up whatever lies you want about somebody on air.
Up, though.
It's way more than you make it. You make it sound like
Are we talking about your beard or your hair now?
He's
hair.
missing hair in both places.
Yeah. But
Whatever.
you haven't, it's like you're already hitting middle age, but your face doesn't know it. It hasn't hit puberty yet.
You should
'cause
go
can't
like
grow
Iggy.
a mustache or a beard.
Gilly in our app chat says, Nico, look into red light therapy for your beard or
Yes,
baldness.
look
It
into
has
red
helped.
light therapy.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, you have
Also,
two-
eat some more
listen,
red meat. Eat steaks more often.
You've got 2 breaks left, and it's
And we
9:54.
don't have 2 breaks left.
No.
He doesn't know what he's talking
No, we
about. just one.
We worked it down.
Oh, so look, he worked some magic.
Yeah, normally Joanna can move commercials around.
I did.
I feel like I'm in a partial dream state right now, just because everything's
wonky.
Yeah, a little wonky. just off enough to make it eerie. I'm in the uncanny valley.
Uncanny valley of the
as we speak.
Has your mustache lost its virility? Maybe it's thinning, or even worse, you can't grow one. That's where we come in at the Mustache Toupee Club for Men.
I used to go to those other mustache toupee places, but with their product, I couldn't swim or even parasail. And windy days, forget about it. But worst of all, everyone knew my mustache was fake.
At the Mustache Toupee Club for Men, we can guarantee a full, lustrous mustache made from real hair. And best of all, it's undetectable.
Hey, Bob. Ooh, I love your mustache.
Like it, huh? Wanna ride?
The Mustache Toupee Club for Men. Life's too short to have a balding upper lip.
That could be you. See, that could be.
Want to ride?
Well, that's it. Show's over.
What? We just started.
Yeah, well, the show's over.
That's the end.
That's not the end.
Why, yes, it is.
Right, that's the end.
And that's the end. That's the end.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show will be back Monday morning.
Hello, everybody.